Welcome back, everyone. This is episode 193 of the Jiu Jitsu Dummies Podcast. We're brought to you by Black Belt Digital Marketing. Anything you need to build your business on or offline. It's website design, SEO, Google Ads, social media advertising, local service ads. We're making a huge push with those. Check us out at Black Belt Digital Marketing on Instagram or our website, bbdigitalmarketing.com. You can request a free review of your online presence right there on the homepage today. Joining us today is Jiu-Jitsu Black Belt Kevin Gallagher. He's the owner of Gracie Trinity Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Trinity, Florida. It's just outside of Tampa. Trinity is also a member and accredited through Academy Safe. So welcome.
Thank you very much.
We've got a couple of shout outs here that we're going to do. So just bear with us. Be patient.
I'm here for you, brother.
My name is Milton Campus. I'm a black belt training out of South Florida. Don't forget to like, comment, save, share, click the subscribe button. We appreciate all of your support. Ben, take it away. My esteemed co-host, Ben Stark.
Snap. My name is Ben Stark. You can find me on Instagram, MMA Coach Ben. Throw a triangle on that follow button and give me a look.
A triangle?
Yeah, throw a triangle. Do some ground and pound on that follow button. Whatever it might be, give me a follow. Check me out. I put out fun stuff, commentary, fight sports, etc. If you are in the North Palm Beach area or willing to drive there, come check out the Palm Beach's premier martial arts facility, American Top Team, Palm Beach Gardens, the absolute best in MMA and everything that goes along with it. Palm Beach County's only Academy Safe accredited school. If you care about your family, you care about your kids, check us out, attpbg.com and on Instagram.
When's the next kickboxing tournament?
IKF. Our next IKF event will be August 30th of the Davie Police Athletic League. And this time we are looking at debuting the IKF version of Sport MMA along with it. We haven't fully decided if we're opening up brackets, if we're going to set up demo fights, handpicked, so that people can get a vibe for it before we
let us
break down.
Decide what, we'll do a little breakdown on what it's going to be.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Did you fight tape?
I got one more thing to go. If you are in combat sports, and most likely you are, let's be honest, you're watching Jiu Jitsu Dummies. You probably use athletic tape on your itsy bitsy fingies or on your pitty toes, or maybe you wrap your wrists or your hands if you're a fighter. Check out fighttape.us. Born in Florida, not made in Florida, shipped to Florida from other countries, and then sold to you.
You running a sweatshop up there in Palm Beach Gardens?
No, I'm using Alibaba. Get your stuff, fighttape.us. Bye.
That's the website and the Instagram. I don't know why I always feel compelled to say that.
Because .us is a weird
.us is a weird Instagram handle. You don't see a lot of dots. It's like usually underscores. The first time I saw it, I'm like, are you saying this wrong?
No.
The dark web.
Yeah, right?
.us.
So Kevin knows.
Yes.
If you get commentator vibes, I don't know. Do you know that Ben commentates for Combat Night? So
I will tell you one thing. You guys are both very clean and polished. I'm very impressed. You guys got it good.
It's all downhill. It's all downhill after these shout outs. We don't know what we're doing after this.
That was a very impressive.
We're not done.
Presentation and
we're not done. So huge shout out. Thank you for the tee up.
Leave it on a high note. I'm out of here.
Shout out to Wodify, our newest sponsor. Wodify is the platform that top martial arts gyms use to run smarter. They got automated belt and rank tracking, family account management. I like that when Chris was on from their partnership manager, he was talking about not just like being able to manage the kids and the belts, but the parents with multiple kids being able to check in all at once, like not having to have like 5 fobs. I got all these kids, right? And then I actually just put out a video yesterday. He set his automation up. He just hit, congrats to Chris.
He just opened.
What is it? Maru? How do I say
Maru?
Maru BJJ out in Colorado. He just opened. So yay, Chris, congratulations.
Welcome to hell, brother.
One of the things that
exactly.
One of the things that he said is like, I set up an automation to remind me to spend 30 seconds, a minute with each student. Like there's an automation to remind him to talk to a student every time that he's there, every day or like once a week, whatever it is, so that he feels like he's giving attention to every student. But think about an automation reminding you like, hey, you need to talk to little Bobby. You need to talk to little Jenny over here, right? Like that was like an outside of the box automation that not everybody would probably ask for, but he's like, I did that for myself. So like the ability to run these automations is really cool. And that really stood out to me as one of the cool things I'm working on my CRM right now, and we're doing lots of automations, and it like AI is allowing us to just say what we want it to do, and then it creates the automation now. Like that's where we're at. So I know that they're going to get there as well if they're not already there. But that app, Wodify's app, really, it gives the students a different experience. Like my gym, love my gym. We don't have a check-in. Mm-hmm. They have some type of CM they're working with. Nobody's checking in. There's no cards for the kids and all that stuff. So definitely they bring a different type of student experience to the BJJ culture. So their team gets the jiu-jitsu community. We said that Chris actually just opened a school. Mm-hmm. Most of the higher ups there, they're all Jiu-Jitsu Academy owners. So they're working at Wodify and then they're going to their gyms at night. So hats off to them, but their team really gets it. So new customers get $100 off for their first month, or excuse me, $100 off for life. And you could book a free demo right there on Wodify.com. Let them know the Jiu-Jitsu Dummies sent you. And then we're also brought to you by Academy Safe, but I think I'm just going to save that for a conversation throughout the podcast instead of just giving it a shout out. But, cool. Academy Safe does background checks, Safe Sport, and 6 other things to that we have gym owners go through and staff members go through to make sure that their academy is as safe as possible. You can check it out at academysafe.org. But again, since we have 2 members here, we're probably going to be talking about it a little bit today.
Great product,
all right?
by the way.
Fantastic.
Very, very, very needed in this community.
I just reposted. Oh my God. There were 2 incidents this week.
Yeah.
2 incidents. Martial arts coaches in different parts of the country, grooming, touching kids. That's like horrible. It's crazy.
That's horrible.
But let's start in a happier place.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's start in a happier place.
Let's just start off and get really pissed.
Let's find out. Let's get to know you.
That's right.
People.
Exactly. Let's get to the formality, the niceties first. So we can get deep
before we dig into the deep dark.
Exactly. The unfortunate culture of
the
this,
dirty underbelly.
The dirty underbelly of this shit.
But so people that don't know you, if you do jiu-jitsu, they're coming across your content.
Yeah.
You're what is it, Uncle Coach Kev or Kevin?
Uncle Coach Kevin.
Uncle Coach Kevin on Instagram.
Seth Daniels told me it was the worst nickname in grappling.
He didn't like that all. It's a mouthful. It's
stuck though. Somebody gave it to me.
As an Uncle Milty BJJ handle owner, that's my personal one. It's if I threw a coach on the front of that. My daughter's about to pop out a set of twins, so everybody's asking me, what are you going to put, like Grandpa Uncle, or change it to Grandpa
Uncle Gramps,
Grandpa Milty. So I don't know. Once they figure out what they're going to call me, then I'll change the Instagram handle. But for people that don't know you, let's tell everybody who you are.
What's your social security number?
Yeah, exactly. Talk a little bit about what first
pet.
Let's talk a little bit about what first got you started in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, or if you're like the rest of us, everybody did some Taekwondo or karate when
not me.
Mom put us in Taekwondo when we were a kid. But tell us how you got started in Jiu-Jitsu. Let's start there.
That's a good one, man. So I used to wrestle in high school, and I was always in some form of combat athletic my entire life. I was a high school wrestler, and I was a pretty good high school wrestler. And I had tried to get into some college wrestling stuff, but I just was either uncommitted or just not as well-rounded of a human being to figure out how to figure that out at that time. And so I started boxing. And I was a pretty legit boxer for a while. I really boxed for a long time. I was planning on going pro, and again, same thing started happening. I was just like, fuck this shit. I'm just gonna party a little bit too much, and never really took it as seriously as I possibly could. And then I started getting some pretty nasty concussion problems that were kind of lingering with me. So I wanted to do something else, and I wanted to get MMA. And because I had the boxing background, I was like, let's start doing some jiu-jitsu. And I was going to be an MMA fighter for a little bit because I felt like I had to do something. And then I just stuck with jiu-jitsu after I realized the concussions kept coming back. And here we go. I just started competing in jiu-jitsu and training in jiu-jitsu. That was probably about 2009 or so. And yeah, man, now it's fucking almost 20 years later, 17 years later, and I got a gym and I'm still cranking out. I still get my old ass out there to go compete. It's a weird thing that drives me, man.
So you're up there in that. Well, I mean, we reference it as like the Tampa market because Chris is on the board for Academy Safe now.
Yeah.
We've had Joshua's up around that area as well, right? Joshua's part of that team.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Tell us about some of the people that you train with. I believe you said before, right? You have your black belt under Matt Arroyo.
Yeah, I'm
UFC fighter.
Matt's my head coach, my main coach, former UFC fighter Matt Arroyo. He was on The Ultimate Fighter season 7, I think it was. I'm good friends with Monster Lobster. I come from the Monster Lobster was season 3, I think he was, but some of the OGs of the original Ultimate Fighters, and they came from the Gracie Tampa lineage, which is Rob Kahn, and Rob Kahn got his black belt from Hoist. He was one of Hoist's official black belts. So like we're kind of, I pride myself a lot in that lineage because it's weird that, a lot of people, and I don't mean this for any other reason than just to say it, a lot of people, and there's a lot of conjecture between who was the original creator of jiu-jitsu. Was it Helio? Was it Carlos? Or was it some of the other Japanese guys that came over that just didn't get enough credit because they weren't as good as marketers as the Gracies was? But, I hang that picture of Helio up on the wall, not because I deify him as some particular god of jiu-jitsu, but because I can trace my heritage and my legacy directly back to Helio. Like I could call Hoist. He might answer the damn phone, but I could call him. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I've hung out with him a couple of times in Vegas and we go have dinner together and shit like that. Like there's a direct connection to the source through my lineage, which is something that I'm proud of, It
is really cool to know like jiu-jitsu is not that old of a sport. Like for myself, it's me, Ricardo Laborio, Carlson, Carlos, Mieta.
Yeah.
Like that's not that long.
Yeah.
We're technically all of us are on the forefront.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is true.
It's crazy.
It's not a very, and even if you think about it, I'm pretty fairly good friends with Robert Drysdale. I think about Robert Drysdale as like almost the authority anymore because no one's really done it. No one has ever sat down and wrote the real history of jiu-jitsu because it's something that's just, who can scream the loudest and who had the biggest megaphone. And, the Gracie family, they were goddamn circus performers. Their dad owned a circus. You know what I mean? Of course they were going to be able to make, and, they had the UFC and they knew how to build the buzz. But like, there's a lot of things about jiu-jitsu that just aren't really known because like the lifespan of jiu-jitsu still goes back to like the 20s and 30s, but it wasn't really anything as big. People like to think that jiu-jitsu was the national sport of Brazil, and it really kind of wasn't. It is now. It's grown a lot now.
It's still number 2 to soccer.
But only after the UFC exploded in the United States. Like jiu-jitsu in Brazil was like, you were like the thugs and shit if you trained in Brazil.
I heard very much the opposite. I heard it went 2 ways. You had the Gracie lineage where it was very wealthy.
Can you see that?
Like
I'm on like
he's
the
got
last
like
chapter
3
of Pulling Guard.
Yeah, he's got like three good books that are amazing.
Yeah, opening, closed guard. I'm like
give him a shout
14.
out.
This is a big one.
Robert Drysdale is amazing.
Yeah, I've had him on.
Yeah.
It's like a 14-hour
audio
book.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm right at the end, and
the
like you
democratization of jiu-jitsu is the next one, and then there's another one that's like modern jiu-jitsu. He's got 3 books that are outstanding.
I saw him out in Austin. Was it Austin? No, Vegas. I saw him out at Worlds in Vegas. And we talked about him coming on again. Definitely love to have him. I'm like, when are you coming to Florida? We can do it anytime you want. Yeah. But love to have you come to Florida.
The run he's been on interview wise, where he's kind of going over like old school rules and like talking like about the current like train everywhere you want versus don't.
Yeah.
I mean,
every clip I've seen has been really good.
Some of the most controversial things that we talk about within jiu-jitsu, like his opinion on it. It's like, wow, he really he can change my mind. Like he was talking recently about like people training at other schools and that whole like, well, let's look at the other side of like, oh, everybody should be able to train wherever you want. But then he talked about it and he's just like, you want me to come to your competitions and coach you? You want me to like, he had a very good argument for it. I don't know that I would say I don't want to go train anywhere, but I understand it, especially if you're competing. So what were you going to say, Kev?
He, so prior to Robert Drysdale, there wasn't really anyone that actually went out and did the work to present a verifiable historical account of where jiu-jitsu was started and how it blossomed into what it is today. There was always different clans, and just like you said, the Gracie clan fractured into 3 separate groups. You had the Helio Gracie, Carlson, and then you had Jesus.
The Machado.
Carlos Sr.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and then you had the Machados that kind of had their own thing, but I think the Machados were actually under Carlson in the beginning days with the Brazilian top team. But they all started, and I was just in Rio not too long ago. They all started in this little like blocks in Rio. Like it all started on one little street, Rio Figueroa, I think is the name of the street they were on. We went up there and saw it all, but they all kind of fractured off. And as they fractured off, you know, the Gracies, who were the ones that were really spouting everything off, like they were the ones that kind of like, you know, Haleo had their own direction. They were a little more self-defense oriented. And then Carlson was more involved with the Vale Tudo. And then you had Carlos Sr. that created the IBJJF that was more of the competition. Now they all three the same jiu-jitsu, which is their different presentations. And each one of them has their own stories because they want to be the one to tell the history. Well, Robert went inside and actually did the research and put down, like, he actually went back and said, well, no, actually, if you look at, you know, historical data.
Interviewed the people.
And
the guys that
people,
were still alive. You're talking about he's interviewing guys that were, I want to say, between like 70 and 90.
Yeah.
Like that age group. Like he went back and he interviewed these guys.
And put together historical presentations. Yeah. So it's pretty cool to read.
Basically got it from the horse's mouth, you know?
Yeah.
And probably the last opportunity, because as these guys are 70, 80, 90 years old.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of them are starting to get too old. I mean, some of the guys in the book are like ancient.
If you are like a jiu-jitsu head who like really likes to get like, you want to get into the minutia of all those arguments.
The book's amazing.
Get the book.
Yeah, there's 3 books. Opening closed guards covers the beginning kind of stages.
Well, because he didn't get to put out the movie, so he was just like, I'm going to do the book, which is basically they're reading the transcripts of the interviews.
Are these on Audible?
This is on Audible, you can get it on Audible. It's on Amazon. You can download it from Amazon. I have it on Audible. He actually sent it to me for free, so thank you.
The next book's pretty cool too. The democratization of jiu-jitsu.
Have you got it?
I read all 3 of them.
Okay.
Yeah. The second one is it talks a lot about Carlson and how he doesn't get as much of the recognition for really creating not just modern MMA, but like the modern way in which we train jiu-jitsu, the entire like concept of the hang loose surfer boy mentality with like, you know, very unstructured classes where jiu-jitsu is less about a martial art and more about a culture, more about like, hey dude, we just hang out, a bunch of tough dudes in a gym, the Costa Grosas, like that whole laid back kind of environment. That all comes from Carlson. That all comes from his gym and his philosophy. And if it wasn't for him, like, I don't even know, like, where would we be as far as like a modern jiu-jitsu society goes.
Crazy that in this moment we have that scene, which is like a vibe that I really enjoy as an adult. And then we also have that there's a whole nother side of jiu-jitsu now that is old school, like hardcore, regimented, like Kodokan, TMA style.
Yeah. And there, you know, there always has been. I mean, a lot of the, like, you know, if the old Gracie Academy, like, hell, you did, when you trained with Harry and you only trained, he only taught you the same 25 fucking techniques or 21 techniques that Haleo taught because everything else was useless. You know what I mean? Like, and it was very structured. And then also when you go into Carlos Sr., you know, with Gracie Barra and all the other stuff like that, it's all, you bow to the instructor. It's very traditional because they wanted to tie things more back to a more traditional martial art kind of philosophy. I mean, there's also some creepy, like, you know, mystic shit involved with the Gracies and stuff like that. The Gracies are a weird
what's the
family,
mystic stuff?
So,
because like I know a lot about the sport aspect. What's the mystic stuff?
There is a lot about, you know, first of all, the old Gracies, like they wanted to have, like their whole goal in life was to just create as many babies as they possibly could.
Yeah,
like it's a thing. Dude. It's a thing. Like Haleo actually, there's a very funny story that I don't remember if it was Hickson that told it or like Hoist told it. There's a story about, you know, obviously Haleo had 2 separate families. His first wife,
the one with 15 kids.
He's the one with 15 kids. Carlson has a lot too. I mean, they're in the running, but Haleo in particular, he's married to his first wife and they had 4 or 5 kids. She couldn't have any more babies. So he started up another family with the maid and kept it completely separate, like two families for years and years and years. And no shit, one day he was like, I don't want to keep this hidden anymore. And like either Hickson or Hoist tell us a story about like dad coming home with the maid and 4 other kids and being like, hey, by the way, these are your brothers now. We're all going to live in the same house because I don't feel like keeping this shit around. Yeah, literally. Like, and that's in.
And he wasn't murdered in his sleep by his first wife. Like
a lot of it was because of the mystical assets. And then they have the Gracie diet, which is just absurd nonsense.
But they were also talking about like, you remember when alkaline diet was big?
Yeah.
They were talking about pH diets 25 years ago?
Yes.
Well, even further back, because if it goes back to Elio, right? I mean, it goes back to Brazil when they were younger.
I will say this.
When they were younger, yeah.
Some of their like recipes aren't bad. They did I
bought the book and I never even cracked it open.
But it's very odd.
Almond butter avocado toast.
It's very
is
odd
fire.
the way they, like, you can only eat like red vegetables. Like it's a whole, like when you read the book and you read the science behind it, you know what I mean? It's almost
for anyone that's not seen the video,
nuts.
He's doing air quotes.
Yeah,
science.
it's pretty
It's like
ridiculous.
You ever do like documentaries on cult leaders?
Yeah.
Like, we only eat red vegetables.
But there's a lot, and you look at, I mean, I hate to say it, but if you look at the way the Gracie bar systems are set up sometimes, there's definitely some.
There is so much cult activity.
Have you guys ever seen the Gracie Baja? The Bracy Gaha, they switch the letters. There's an Instagram. You guys ever seen that Instagram?
And they take all their promotional and like flip it.
Instead of Gracie Baja, it's Bracy Gaha, and I think it gets taken down all the time. But I'm sure it's the same guy who just relaunches it again.
It's funny because Drysdale again even defends those things sometimes because there is. Also, and when we talk about the grander scheme of why we don't have as much, respect and dignity, and sometimes horrible people infiltrate our communities because there's not as much of the traditional foundation of being a martial artist. The poise and the character and stuff that are involved to create that environment.
They're islands of misfit
and we're missing that. And there's something to Gracie Bar that's cool about it.
So tell me about where does your school fall into that stuff? How do you operate your school? Let me preface that with,
sure.
I've been thinking about would I open a school a lot more than I have ever thought about it before. As I get older, as kind of like, I know this is going to sound funny to two guys who do it full time, but like almost as my retirement program. Like I want to have my own, like I want to go to the gym every day. Yeah. That's what I want to do in retirement is be in a gym every day. And does that mean that I would open a school? But go ahead.
Do you
Kevin.
Find fun in running a business or do you want to talk about
God, I have 3.
It's the hardest part.
I have 3.
You get
and
so involved in people's lives. It's the hardest part that you don't realize.
For me, the marketing is just put this into the machine that is Black Belt Digital Marketing. So I'm not scared of that part. And my team, I'm not removed from, but I do less and less every day.
You also have
because it's operating on its own.
You have so many resources that relate that you could probably run the behind the desk portion of it with minimal effort because you already have so many cogs running on similar wheels.
Yeah. So, but I've thought about do I want to be like a Gracie Baja style? Do I want everybody's wearing the same color gi, the same uniform. You buy my uniform versus like my school right now. We had a guy show up on when did I train yesterday? He walked in a yellow.
Cool.
It was literally signed in embroidery, Bruce Lee gi, like a Bruce Lee gi.
Cool.
And it was just, it's that environment. Just be yourself. We just ask on Mondays, everybody wear a black gi, get that one big group picture. It's the day that most people show up. And then the rest of the week, it's just like chill. It's more of this. It's more like this the rest of the week.
So as a business owner, are you making people wear your shirt specifically? Can they do whatever they want?
What type of gym do you run?
So
where do you fall?
I'll give you the whole kind of philosophy I have behind that, and just a lot of it is based upon where I come from. If you talk
lineage-wise, you're saying
lineage-wise, and the way I was brought up. Talking to Rob, and that's the cool thing about the Gracie Tampa Network. We are all partners, but we all have our own. There's no structure about how we run our gyms. We run our gyms how the fuck we want to run them. You know what I mean? And I'm a Matt Arroyo black belt. I went through Matt, so I have a little
affiliate. Like, is there
no affiliate? No,
it's a gang, son. It's a gang.
It's just a general agreement between us that we won't open up next to each other, and we kind of defend each other.
So Gracie Trinity isn't paying like an affiliate fee to somebody above.
No, there's no.
So you're essentially like your own affiliate.
The Gracie name has never been trademarked. Just that for just so you know, anybody can open up a gym and call it Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, and no one has. No, you have to pay anybody. The symbol is trademarked. Yeah. The name was never trademarked. It's generic.
It's very hard to trademark words.
Yeah, it's very hard. Yeah. So anyway, when I do make my students purchase a uniform package when they sign up, when I tell them that, I tell them, look, first of all, you got to get fucking gi anyway. A lot of the guys are saying, why not buy mine instead of buy something offline? You know what I mean? What the hell is, just give me the money, and I got to run a business. Yeah. It's hard. You know what I mean? But running a business ain't easy.
Yeah.
But I don't care what you wear. You can wear what the hell you want to wear. Part of the fun of jiu-jitsu is watching grown men, put a fashion show on. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's part of it. They go out and they buy their rash guards, and it's a whole thing. You can wear what the hell you want to wear. Yeah. Now, what I do tell them is, if you compete, I want you to wear my colors. So you gotta, and then if we have our belt promotions every 6 months, one in July and one in January. And for my belt ceremony, you have to wear a gi because we could take the pictures together. There's something about all of us coming together in the same uniform, right? But as far as like where I lie in, my position as a gym owner, as far as like, do I consider myself to be this deity that, everybody has to look to me? And
obviously, right?
I mean, the answer is obviously.
Do you see the salt and pepper in the?
Of course. I don't think you guys got my riot. I'm supposed to have green M&Ms here, but we'll let it slide.
Dude, do we have M&Ms?
I was late, so I'll let it slide.
We ate them all.
So when I think about that, like, every fucking gym has to have a leader. Mm-hmm. Every business has to have a leader. It's a goddamn team.
Yeah.
And, in order to be a leader, you have to have some sense of authority because you're the guy that calls the fucking shots. And you have to set an example and lead by that example and do everything you can to make people follow what you do. Mm-hmm. Because that's what we do here. That's what we're fucking doing here. Even my grown men. I never think of jiu-jitsu as we're just coming to learn martial arts. And that's just my personal opinion of it. To me, the martial art and the jiu-jitsu part is secondary to building better characters, right? And creating a community for all of us to be a part of something bigger through the wonderful power of jiu-jitsu. Now, you're going to learn fucking how to defend yourself, and you're going to go through that strife and get stronger, right? But there has to be someone that leads the goddamn thing. And believe me, I laugh about it. It's fun for me, but I also do not like it very much because I don't like the fucking pressure, right? And I feel weird when people come up to me and like, oh, Coach Kevin, Professor Kevin. Oh,
do you know what I mean? That shit? I shut that shit down so fast.
I make them call me Coach. You can call him, put something in front of my name. You put Coach, you put Professor. I'm a goddamn black belt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're going to run the goddamn place. You're going to put something in front of my name.
You've been training longer than a doctor, than a doctor trains. Even like if you just like were at your black belt, average 10 years, I think there's something to be said.
I just earned that shit. I earned that shit.
I think we've all earned that.
But don't make it weird.
But don't make it weird.
It's not hero worship. Like, yes, sir. Bro, we are at the ale house watching the UFC. Chill out.
I have made a joke where I tell all of the kids in my academy, not my academy, but where I train, if you ever see me out with my wife, I want you to come by, say hello, Professor. I want you to bow, and then I just want you to walk away. You don't say anything.
Don't make eye contact.
Nothing.
And then pick up my tab, and wash my truck.
I actually don't think that my wife has ever heard somebody call me Professor in front of her. But that's a joke that I've made.
I'm gonna do it though.
But I don't.
If I ever see two together, I'm like.
But I'll also say this: we can laugh about all that shit, but there is also people need leaders. Mm-hmm. People need a reason to have an image for someone to feel better about themselves. They need to have that validation from someone.
I think that's what's expected from the parents who bring their kids in. Right?
Even my adults. And if that means for every once in a while, I have to act like I'm, and I don't believe me. I'm not making everybody bow to me. I don't give a shit about none of that stuff. But I sure as fuck, when someone comes up to me and they have that little dreamy look in their eye, Like, and they do. Grown men, like, it's weird. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's weird. But I don't care.
It's true.
Because whatever reason they need, like, I'm gonna do that. Like, it's a perfect example of that. Like, I don't know why, but I've made a pretty significant name as a competitor in my local region, and there's people that know me and shit like that, and I've got my social media and shit like that. And like little kids every once in a while, and it doesn't happen as much, but it did when I was competing a lot. Like after a competition, a little kid would come up to me and want to take a picture with me. Yeah. And I'm like, for real?
Half the time it's the parent like, go take a picture with them.
Exactly. It really is.
The parent is the fanboy or girl, you know?
But I don't care about whatever reasons. And it's
just made his day.
But I just made that little fucking kid's day. And if that little kid goes home and trains harder and does a little bit better in life because of that one, they met me and they don't I'm a fucking shitbag. I mean, I'm not really on it. I'm like, if you follow me around the house, everyone, I mean, I'm fucking, I'm single. I'm 50 years old. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not really, I don't consider myself to be this pillar. I mean, I work at it because I know how important it is. You know what I mean? You
can't say that a fan photo doesn't like give you the tickles.
No, it is 100%.
Awesome.
It's awesome.
Great
it's
feeling.
fucking cool. But I do it because somebody has to.
Yeah.
And that's the way I run my gym. Now, it's very easy going and light, but I'm not there to crack whips. I'm not there to be a salvation. Motherfuckers take advantage of that.
Yeah. I mean, that's
manipulate that.
And then Academy Safe was born, right? That's exactly why we did what we did. Because of that hero worship and that, putting black belts on a pedestal, and certain people can have those accolades thrust upon them and just be normal. Like you said, go home and just be you. And then there's some people that go, and they let it go to their head.
It's evil. And it's
really
hard not to. I mean, I'm not going to lie, dude. Like, you have to beat that shit back because I literally, I'm not even fucking with you. And you probably guys know this, you're black belts. Like, you could call, like, there's 4 blue belts on my phone right now that I'd be like, hey, dude, could you go do my laundry for me? And they do it. Hey, dude, like, I know it's last minute, but could you go by and feed my cats because I'm gone in Tampa? Like, you know what I mean? They would drive 45 minutes to go do it because I asked them to. But I don't. Because I try to every once in a while I leverage it. You know what I mean? But I'm not. But
you're not leveraging the randos. You're leveraging your friend who's actually your friend. Like, dog, this town. Can you feed my cat?
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
One of the things that you're talking about, they're probably friends, is I was super close to all of my training partners at my last gym. That again, where the owner, the coach, sparked the Academy Safe after I left, and that was the hardest thing, is those relationships we built. I got so close. I mean, like, we're talking about at birthday parties, going to people's weddings, every year, Ray had a Halloween costume party, right? Like, gone. I left. I became the outsider immediately. I was the guy that was just like making noise about, look, are we all going to let this coach just do this stuff, and I lost everybody.
As an academy owner, you work hard to build trust with your students, their parents, and your community. But trust isn't something you claim, it's something you prove and earn. That's where Academy Safe comes in. We help academies like yours stand out with verified safety standards. Background checks for all staff, U.S. Center for Safe Sports certification, concussion training, defibrillators on site, CPR, first aid and AED certification, security cameras, rank and lineage checks, and verification of business insurance. Join the trusted martial arts registry that's redefining safety throughout North America. Lead by example. Show parents you're accredited with Academy Safe.
You show up every day to change lives. You manage a million little details, all of them critical. We get it. We know the founder mindset because Wodify was built from the ground up, just like you. We know details because we fine-tuned every nuance of our own platform to make it work seamlessly for you. You need a partner who understands your business and a platform that helps you run it like a well-oiled machine. The founder hustle never stops, and you wouldn't have it any other way. We're Wodify. We're built to build you up.
Is your business getting lost online? Black Belt Digital Marketing is a full-service digital marketing agency that helps you get found, get leads, and grow. We specialize in local and website SEO, so your business stands out when customers search. Our website SEO makes sure your site loads fast, ranks high, and stays ahead of AI-driven search, so customers find you first. More visibility, more clicks. More customers right when they're ready to buy. Grow your business online with Black Belt Digital Marketing. Visit bbdigitalmarketing.com or call 9542-204932 today.
I mean, it's like the random text or happy birthday that I get, but they're all gone. I'm talking about like 10, 15 guys that I call.
And that's the reason why nobody
you know?
stands up to things, because they want to lose that.
Unfortunately, it's the same as like when you lend someone money and they never pay you back. Good.
Now you learn you paid for the information.
That was like getting a private.
Yeah, it's like college. My buddy calls it college.
Yeah. Like when you find out someone is a despicable person, and they're like, "No, man, it's cool because like, you know, my wife is friends with their wife." Okay, you're obviously not a solid person.
Yeah,
you're willing to forgive bad things.
I've had 2 instances in my life where I lent money to people that were my closest friends, and I never got the money back. But I made them work it off. I was just like, listen, it's obvious that I'm not going to get this back. One was a web designer, built our first t-shirt website. And then the other was a bartender. And I was just like, look, when I go to your bar,
I drink for free.
I'm going to take I'm going to tip you still, but I'm going to take $50 off of it was like thousands of dollars. We went to Vegas and I was just he was just like, had no money. And he's like, can I get another 200? Yeah, sure. I had it at the time. And he never paid it back. He built a sound system in my truck. Would go to the bar, never paid me back a dime, but I get it. I didn't cut him off. Both of those instances are one is still a buddy. I didn't cut them out of my life.
Sometimes leverage is the most valuable thing.
I was like, listen, look, you're gonna help me.
Oh, there's no one I've given that much money to. Like I'm talking like $100. It's a reasonable amount of money. It is enough that I want it paid back.
I was so stupid that when I had money, when I saw friends in trouble, I would offer like, hey, do you need a couple of bucks to get by? You know, and I would do that, and it bit me in the ass every single time.
I think if
I never got any of that.
Approaching to help, you have to assume it's not. That's a gift.
Yeah.
But if they're like, can you help me?
My bestest friend on the planet at the time, I offered him money when I found out that he was going to file bankruptcy, and then he wouldn't take it. And I was just like, thank God.
He's like, dog, I'm trying to file bankruptcy. Don't.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, look, it's, jiu-jitsu is this weird, we were saying cult before, it has its culty things that kind of rear its head every once in a while.
We all know someone who runs a cult gym. And here's what sucks. They're normally really successful.
Yeah, well, the thing is, you can have defer to the gym owners, but you can have it can have its culty things. I don't know what the right word would be. Like it could be somewhat culty, but it could be good culty.
There's a difference, though. I mean,
it's when it goes to bad culty, and it's just like the hero worship.
There's nothing wrong with Gracie Barra, and I'm not using Gracie Barra as something other than like when people think about cults. There's the name Gracie Barra.
I mean, everyone else uses them for it.
Exactly. So, but there's nothing wrong with the structure that they run their gyms. They have rules. They want you to sign a contract. Hey, you did that. They want you to wear the uniform. Hey, nothing wrong with that. They want consistency.
It was all free will.
They don't want you to cross train, right? All of these things make sense based upon they believe they have proprietary information and they believe in the culture that they have established over the course of the long haul.
As a business, they're doing the right thing.
And that's exactly. The problems occur when you have people that run these gyms that manipulate that become bad people, right? And then they take advantage of that. And goddamn, is it so easy to fall into that trap. It's so easy to realize, man, fuck, I can manipulate this. You taste that little bit of like sweetness, which is why I do my best to beat it back every time it comes up. I try to fucking, dude, fuck that shit.
Well, so I kind of also understand. This has happened. I can cite an example where it happened at my old gym. The coach took advantage of the fact that an adult student's son was so close with the kid. Like they both trained. The mom trained. She was a single mom. She trained, and the kid trained. And he took advantage of the fact that allegedly he had showed up at her house, walked into her house naked.
What?
This is her allegation. This is her allegation, not mine. Old coach walked into her house naked, she like got with me after I left and was like, you don't even know the half of it. She kept on talking. I got files on this and that. And I was just like, tell me what's happening. She told me all her stories. The son kicked and screamed. He didn't want to leave that school because those were all his friends. Mm-hmm. He was years. He was been training there for probably just as long as I had because he started when he was like 5 or 6 years old. And she left and then she went back.
Yeah. And that's exactly what
it was crazy. So like leveraging that, the child's relationships. I can't say that the coach was like recruiting her. I know there were a lot of apologies and online apologies and she commented on stuff. And
that's what predatory motherfuckers do though. Like they find a way to evade accountability and blame. And then they get away with it. And guess what? Now they're empowered even more to continue to do it because they got away with it.
That's what drives me nuts about the people that didn't leave my school.
It makes you crazy. The cycle just gets stronger and stronger.
We had a huge female presence and the women, it kills me that the women don't realize the fact that you're on the mat helps them recruit more women. And then you're bringing, because our situation was inappropriate behavior with adults, with adult females, with the male students' wives, girlfriends, ex-wives, all that kind of crazy stuff.
It sucks, but there's nothing legally wrong with that.
Morally
reprehensible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But there's nothing, hell, man. If I want to open up my gym and I want to fucking, believe me, I probably could, and I hate saying that, but I could.
Well, you're a good-looking salt and pepper type of guy.
I appreciate that. Yeah, we can talk a little bit. Let's see what you're doing later on. I noticed those pretty. I've been and noticed those big old blue, pearly white teeth. Make it weird.
Look at that smile.
I had to make it too real.
He's really like
you saw right through me, Kevin.
I had to make it too real.
Yo, Milty is blood.
But the point is I don't. I've been down this road. I would never even date one of my students. I crossed that line once and it was a bad problem when I was a coach at another gym and I swore I'd never do it again. Yeah. And I would never do that. And I tell my coaches, do not do that. Maybe I'll give them one. You get one if it's real. You know what I mean? And then
start using the
then we're done. And I really don't want you to have one. Yeah. You know what I mean? But if you come up to me and you say, "Hey, look, man, me and so like we really like each other." All right, cool. That's your fucking one, dude.
I've met I met my wife at work. She ran the offices and she wasn't allowed to date. I was renting an office in an office suite system and she was not allowed to date her clients. And we clicked, we started dating, we had to keep it hush hush, and I wound up marrying her. So I understand that it can you're gonna meet people where you spend the most time. For you guys, it's on the mat. You're gonna meet somebody, you're gonna click with somebody. I get that, but you have to make a conscious decision. Yeah.
Dude,
is it business? Is it relationships or is it business? So when you saying it better be real, it better be real. It can't just be, I
used to write, and I got my start. I mean, I started in this shit. I used to do the Jiu-Jitsu Times. I did the Jiu-Jitsu Times podcast, but I wrote articles for the Jiu-Jitsu Times, and I have my own site. I've been writing articles about this shit, and I've been covering this particular thing for a very long time. There's lots of unsavory freaking circumstances that have popped up that I've been, as a journalist, researching and looking into. And I've come to the conclusion that people are grown-ups. I can't control what my students do. I don't like it as much. I can keep an eye on it. If you're a piece of shit and you're fucking running through my fucking students, I'm going to give you the fucking, hey, bro, you need to get your shit together or you're fucking gone. Respect my fucking people. But, I can't control what grown people do in an environment. If a female student and a male student want to make a connection, it's whatever. None of my business.
Those are students.
Those are students.
Employees, very different.
But I can sure as hell control what my employees do. And I can't. It's just not worth it at all. It's horribly you're taking advantage of the most precious piece of the jiu-jitsu part. Because again, when you become a coach in jiu-jitsu, there's no other way around it. You are going to be looked at as, oh my God, this person is someone that I admire because they're good at something that's called jiu-jitsu. Yeah. Right? And sometimes that admiration can be mistaken for passion or be mistaken for I like this. Oh, wow, he's so sexy because he's good at jiu-jitsu. He's such a good coach, right? Now, when you violate that relationship you are violating the most essential dynamic of the coach-student relationship, which is that trust that this person has in you. Like, this person trusts you to make them better. This person trusted you to make them a better jiu-jitsu practitioner. You're taking advantage of the fact that they think you're hot because you're that. Like, it's horrible. It's disgusting to me.
In jiu-jitsu, it is, in my mind, you guys can tell me if you disagree, but in my mind, jiu-jitsu is a little bit different when we're talking about martial arts because of the intimate nature of how we fight. We're rolling around with each other.
Yes.
Things are touching, right? You're rolling around, male, female, adults with kids. It's a different dynamic than hitting pads at the Taekwondo Academy studio.
You're
dojo,
very intimate.
right?
But it's also
a very
what makes
intimate
it
sport.
It's also what makes jiu-jitsu the greatest martial art on the planet for self-defense. And I say this all the time. Like, jiu-jitsu isn't the greatest martial art for self-defense because of the techniques. I can make that debate because I love jiu-jitsu, right? However, if you look at it, there's techniques of Krav Maga and karate that are superior, particularly when we're talking about fighting multiple attackers. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm practicing to take a knife out of somebody's hand, that's a real world thing. Now, the difference between jiu-jitsu and those other sports is that we are able to recreate the highest level of fighting interactions over and over again because it's safe. Because if we're fighting each other with the same strength and power that we're doing karate, if I'm trying to punch my hand through a brick, I can't hit you like that because I'll fucking kill you, right? So what happens now when the brick starts to fight back, right? You're not recreating reality. If I'm taking a plastic knife out of somebody's hand, right, it's not the same thing unless that's a real knife and they're trying to kill you with it, right? Jiu-jitsu allows us to recreate that scenario, grappling at the highest levels, intensity, sweating on each other, holding each other, being pinned to the ground, being in compromised positions, strangulations, joint manipulations, because we can tap and reset and do it again. There's not a whole lot of other martial arts that recreate that. Muay Thai, the other things, but still, you can only do Muay Thai for so long because you just can't get kicked in the fucking face. It sucks a whole lot worse than jiu-jitsu does.
Works fine for me.
Anyway, I drove for like 4 hours. If I talk too much, bro, shine a light.
It's a talk show. Don't worry. It's a talk show. Well,
hijack your show.
Let's talk about, you're here to do some coaching. You said, how important is, in your mind, is competing?
Fucking started on this shit.
How do you feel about the competition scene?
So I'm going to give you my philosophies on a competitor, and I'm going to give you how I feel about the competition scene in that retrospect. And it's almost evolution / de-evolution or devolvement over the last few years for whatever reason. And maybe I'm just an old man shaking my fist at the air, but
I'm waiting for my curmudgeon-y stage.
yeah, it's coming. It's how long was you gymming up in for?
11.
Okay, you're getting there. You're there. Yeah, I'm 5 in.
Oh, dude.
You know.
I've turned a lot of corners in the last 2 years. Once getting in like more with like Maya and CMA, and a lot of it was like, I'm starting to make sense why we do some of the things that I was like, why would we even bother with this in my 20s?
Yeah.
Like,
That's why.
Yeah.
So when I think personally, I started competing and continued to compete because, I had a pretty rough childhood. I had a lot of trauma in my childhood. I had a lot of bad things go down in my life, and athletic competition became my escape. It was my thing to kind of get away from everything. And I was always an incredible athlete. In my early years, I played soccer, wrestling was my big one. And I just did it because I had to get away from things. And that continued and carried on throughout the course of my life. Even now, I'm 50, I still compete. And I'm losing it a little bit because I'm tired and just kind of over it. And I've done it my entire life. But there's still a few things that I want to accomplish. And I can't tell you that there is a true joy that I felt throughout the course of my life, not just competing, but the grind of getting ready, like going out there and being on the mats with my fucking people, my homeboys, my Dan Martinez's, my fucking Robbie D'Onofrios, and my guys that were there to get me ready, and hanging out with the young bucks and being like, oh, Coach Kevin, you still got this shit. So like, there's that beauty of competition that I love, that I try to instill onto my students, particularly my younger kids. Now, unfortunately, it's very difficult for me. And believe me, I love the ADCC and I love fucking Mo Jassim and even the BJJF to a certain extent. And some of the professional, I've been fucking captain professional jiu-jitsu before it was even a fucking thing. You know, I went and watched Gordon Ryan when he was 16 years old. You know, I was on cards with fucking Gordon and fucking, Gary Tonin and all these guys back before fucking, it was a bunch of dudes in a college, high school gym watching it and shit on some bullshit stream. But when I see what particularly the kids' jiu-jitsu scene has turned into and how these parents push these kids so ridiculously, and it's just fucking like, it's so off-putting to me. Mm-hmm. And I watch this and I'm like, dude, what? When did we lose sight of what we're doing here? When did we lose sight of we're just trying to make these kids better? You put so much pressure on them, taking these kids and they're traveling all over the fucking country and following the circuit around and shit. What the fuck are we doing? And like they take their kids out of school and homeschool them just so they can. And again, dude, I don't want to judge because I don't have any kids. Mm-hmm. And I always like to preface, I don't have any kids of my own. So like I could talk, that's why I'm so good with kids, because I get it for 20 minutes, half an hour, fucking give them right back. You know what I mean? Like I go home and sit on my couch alone with my cat. You know what I mean? Like that's what I do now. But it's so difficult for me to think about what they put these kids through for no fucking reason. Like, so you got to be on the ADCC? Like, that's what the fuck? Trust me, that's fucking, we ain't making no money doing that shit. So like,
with your kids program, are you focused on the kids competing or are you focused on the kids?
When I first opened, because I was a competitor, and this is like the ever evolving nature of a gym owner. Sure. Like my mind was like, we have to have a competition team. Like, I ain't no bitch, and we got to we got to go out there and we got to light it up. And that's the only thing that matters. And we got to make sure that our kids are, I understood from Matt that how you really grow a gym is to build a community, because that was always my primary. You know what I mean? Not everybody's going to be a competitor. You make your money off of your mom and poppers, right? And your young bucks. But the more and more I grew, right, the more and more I learned about like the jiu-jitsu world, like the less and less. When I have my kids program, like I see other programs that have very established competition teams, and I don't ever want to fucking talk shit, because I really don't. And I know you guys, and I love you, and I'm happy with what you do, but I see a system that is not presented to the totality of bringing kids in and allowing them access to jiu-jitsu. I see a system that brings in kids and turns them into like the fucking Terminator and makes them drill a fucking arm bar. Like, yes, sir, no, sir, I will work, sir. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like, the kid's going to hate it in 5 years. Yeah. And you're missing the point. Now the point of jiu-jitsu is to make these kids better, make these kids overcome their demons. And if you're focusing on just the competitors, you're missing out on the other kids that can benefit from this shit. And that's just, that's how I run my gym. And that's why my kids program is so goddamn successful, because we cater not just the competitor. I have my comp team. And believe me, when I run my comp practice, it's on. I'm an asshole. You ask all my parents. Sometimes I'll say shit and I'll look at the parents like, oh, fuck, this is the part when they leave. And they're like, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a maniac. I get crazy when I'm getting into this weird spot. If you ever see me compete, I start barking and shit. Anybody that knows me knows that. That's why I get my, ooh. But when I coach my regular everyday kiddos, man, like it's all about them getting better piece by piece, day by day. The one thing I love more than any gold medal on my wall is watching a kid that was shy because he got his ass kicked or didn't want to fucking do this and was like, fuck, this sucks, coach. And then watch them get their first submission, or watch them learn how to get that takedown and get to a mount. And then watch them come up to me with fucking stars in their eyes going, Coach Kev, did you see me get that takedown? And I'm like, yeah, dude, good work, homeboy. You got this, dog. I'm proud of you. Like, watching that development is so much more fun to me anymore than fucking with competitors. All fucking suck anyway. None of them want to fucking do what it takes. They don't want to bitch and moan about shit, and then they end up leaving right when they get good. You're
not wrong. I've noticed, like, my generation, like, we were doing 2-a-days. We had our conditioning, extra time periods. There was voluntary, hey, come and train. But if you didn't, not the coaches, the room was like, hey, are you trying to get better with us or not? And nowadays it's like, you want me to be here 3 times a week?
Oh,
Dude, my girlfriend wants to get milkshakes on Wednesday.
Bro, man, when I was competing, and I don't ever like to say this shit because I don't really give a fuck, to be honest with you. But when I was fucking competing, like, dude, I was literally like fucking bartending at gay bars till 4 o'clock in the fucking mornings just so I had time in the free time and during the day
100%.
to go fucking train. And I was living, and it was like professional grappling. I cried myself to sleep at night thinking about being a professional. Professional grappling meant maybe you got fucking gas money to drive to Miami to go be on some fucking shithole fucking car at a bar or some shit like that. You know, I didn't even know what the fuck I was thinking. I won the world's brown belt. You know, I finished 3rd at ADCC trials. Well, you know, I was trying to build this thing for fucking whatever reason, and nothing fucking happened, but I still busted my ass to fucking do it. These kids actually have an opportunity to make money now.
It's true. If you wouldn't have gone,
and they won't do
that,
it.
If you wouldn't have gone through all that, do you think your gym would be as successful as it is today?
So it's funny, man. I don't look at the things I went through as a course of how successful my gym is. I don't think you need to be an established competitor to go out there and operate a functional gym. I think it helps simply because there's a lack of expectations for the success of my gym to validate my own successes. And I don't mean you don't have to have that, but because I've accomplished a few things, like, you know, a lot of guys, they go out there and they're so gung-ho about this shit, and they live in these weird worlds of like validating themselves through their fucking students because whatever, they never fucking do anything. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't fucking care. Right. But as far as like, did I need that? I think didn't hurt. But I think I'm also just a good, caring person that is fucking, you know, put the time in and learn jiu-jitsu. You know, I learned my craft doing all that shit, but you don't have to. I know a lot of guys that can learn their craft just by taking a couple classes a week and become black. You're a fucking black belt. You're black belt. Your teaching is an art form. I tell a lot of private lessons and shit. What I think it did was build my character. What I think it did was build me into a position to where, like, I fucking, you know what, man? I was a goddamn bartender. I come from nothing. And I fucking busted my fucking ass, and I made a little bit of money, and we sold my mom's house, and I took 10,000 of that, and I was like, look, Mom, I'm going to open my fucking gym up. She said, go on. And we fucking did. Yeah. I put her in a nursing home, and I took that 10,000, and now I got a pretty goddamn big gym. I got 400 fucking students. You know what I mean? I'm fucking killing it. You know, whatever.
400 students is a fantastic program.
more money, more problems, brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It ain't
Now you
fucking, now I got to manage staff, and it's a
but
fucking,
hold on.
yeah.
Can you take a vacation?
I could, yes.
Hey.
You know what?
Hey.
And I'm telling you, like, I've gotten to the point now, like, I don't really need to be there. I do.
That's the dream.
I was going to ask you because you're sitting here on a Friday, and one of the questions I was going to ask is, and I guess I know the answer is yes, but do you have a solid team in place that you can get up and go? And you're, what was it? Oh, I'm sorry, we had the guy. Remember, we had the motivational speaker. What was his name? Big Dan, right? And I was just talking to my wife about this weekend. Was talking about being an owner versus being a CEO. Do you remember what he made the distinction?
Owner,
right?
operator versus
CEO, like, are you an owner and you got to be there, or are you a CEO where you're just, you make sure the bills are paid and it's operating? It's where I was telling her, like, Black Belt Digital Marketing is getting to that point where you've seen me. I've traveled this year more than I've ever traveled in my life, going to IBJJFs to talk about Academy Safe. But the marketing company, my daughter's there, got a solid operations manager, I got a solid sales manager. And I'm like, this feels so, I'm like in the middle of the day going to her office to take her out for lunch. You know, it's 2 hours in the middle of the day. I couldn't do that before. I'm like, it's like, it feels really weird to be in that place where it's the company's running, things are good, and I can take some time because I have the right people in place.
That's,
you know?
So if I was thinking about my business as a child development, I would say I'm pushing towards the end of adolescence, where upon like my business, like you take a teenager, you can leave them home for the weekend, but you can't let them go get an apartment yet. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like that's kind of where I'm at with my business right now. And I am, believe me, through and some of the other programs, you know, and I was blessed enough to have Chris Rodriguez as a mentor,
Yeah.
Matt Arroyo as a mentor. Like every day I trained at a ridiculously successful gym, so I knew exactly what I was doing. And Matt's like my brother. Matt, I love you. I will say this every day of the fucking week.
We
Matt's
spoke to
my
Matt
dog.
about coming on the show.
Yeah. Matt's a tough one. Matt's a tough one to lock down.
I didn't push it. We met. It was actually the people we were talking about before that did your social media.
Yeah.
He kind of like introduced me to him, and he's like, "Hey, we really need to get you on the show." I don't do a lot of chasing.
If he's in Miami, if he's ever down in Miami, I will let you know, and I'll do my best to try to get.
We could be flexible on the time, like the days and the times if we need to. I can be more flexible than we've been before.
Incredibly intelligent guy that knows a great deal about this sport. And
love to have him on.
The business side, outstanding, outstanding businessman. I always say this about Matt, like. As good as he is, first of all, he's good at anything. He's ridiculously successful at whatever the fuck he wants to do because he's so goddamn driven. Like the most driven person, maybe the most driven person I've ever met in my entire life.
Make me feel bad about myself.
It's insane how he will I'm going to do this, and he will just will that shit to happen. Yeah. It's creepy how good he is at it. But he's as good as he is at jiu-jitsu, he's even better businessman.
Yeah, I just got offered a partnership in a restaurant this week. To do be the marketing guy, but to get a piece. And I was just like, no. And you know what was in the back of my head? Chris Rodriguez saying, chase 2 rabbits, catch none.
Yeah, that's it.
I've already got 3 rabbits, the podcast, the marketing company, and Academy Safe. But I don't consider those let's just really Academy Safe and Black Belt.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
I hear her.
It's
catch 2 rabbits, catch none. And I know better than to get involved with somebody else's experiment. Something I can't be responsible for it.
Again, that's the ego. It's the death of all
I used to say yes all the time.
Because
I used to say, yeah, I'll do that. I'll do it for a piece, or I'll help you out with this.
You get a little bit of success, and then you think you're fucking Richard Branson.
Yeah.
And it's the same shit happened to me.
No.
Like I had a little bit of success with my gym, and before you know it, I'm ready to go out and wheel and deal. I'm going to do this social media. I'm going to do all this. I'm going to build a marketing company, do all this shit, which, I still have a little something. You know what I'm talking about? But as far as I got to sit back and go, wait a minute, why don't we figure out the gym 100% first and get that shit locked down?
I've said that to Ben, and I don't know. I know the things that he's involved with, and I'm just like, you're doing another thing. I get tired watching his stuff because he does so much, but he does it all really well.
Yeah, I hope.
But I was in his ear going, really? Fight tape, combat night, school, IKF.
Yeah.
You do so much, but you're doing it all successfully. I get that. But younger me, you're younger than me. Younger me, it was just I was like that. I'll get involved with everything.
Last year,
older me is I don't want to hear anybody's ideas. I'll sit on a board. I'll help you from that regard, but I don't want to be fully responsible for the lives.
You want to be able to have lunch at 2:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah, I want to do that. I want to do this. Is the most fun thing that I do any day of the week. But it's part of it helps us promote Academy Safe. Black Belt's the main sponsor. It helps so many other things. And honestly, second to jiu-jitsu. Second to being on the mat, this is my favorite thing to do because I'm talking about freaking jiu-jitsu. Yeah. And it's it's cleansing for the mind and the soul. So I'm not stopping. We're 7 years in. Yeah. May was 7 years. This wouldn't stop because this is my freaking therapy. But again, when I look at somebody like Ben that's got so many irons in the fire, I'm like, dude.
But they're also stacked on top. It's not like they're separate things. They're kind of involved.
I've seen people do what you do and then fail it. There's 5 things going and 4 of them are failing. Yeah. And it gets hard. I've been that guy. I've been the guy. My T-shirts, the T-shirt site on our website that's connected on our website started out as wickedtees.com. Teez. Wicked Pictures, I don't want to say the word because
the adult entertainment
company sent me a cease and desist because they were like, we own the Wicked. I probably could have got away with it. So I changed it to T-shirt Insanity. T-shirt Insanity became The Fighter Inside. The Fighter Inside. It's the same web. It's the same website.
Sued by Christy Canyons.
The Fighter. The Fighter Inside became the Jiu Jitsu Dummies Podcast store, right? So, that failed multiple times. It never really took off. I left $100,000 a year job to run T-shirt Insanity and it failed. Yeah. I was advertising in Rolling Stone magazine, Stuff, Maxim, Blender. I was in all of those magazines. I spent all my money and I was
damn.
Yeah.
Wow, I'd get enough orders, honestly, to cover the bill, but I could never make enough to pay my mortgage.
You learn how it goes.
So I've been there. So when I see somebody doing a lot, I can't say that I always said something, but I was at the last year when I went to the Maya event. I got a master class because we were in the room. The vendors were in the room, hearing everything you guys were hearing, all that stuff. Chris speaking 3 different times, all the Maya guys, all the guys from Champion. What's the other one?
Champion
Martial Art. Like hearing all that. I don't know if you saw me. I was just standing there and I was just like absorbing all this. And I'm like, insert marketing company here, and everything they're talking about worked for us.
They have they got a great system. Dude.
That one of the biggest things that I'm there doing the second thing, Academy Safe aside from the marketing company, and that what Chris said about, chase 2 rabbits, catch none. And it made me just really laser focus on these 2 things. I do have 2 rabbits, but again, they kind of, they're related to each other very closely. It's not like I have like a restaurant over here and then a marketing company or a gym over here. It's like they're related and they can work together and they can help each other. So it's a little different, but I definitely am saying no a lot more now to people's ideas, or like, hey, you want to help with this, or you want a piece of them. I go, I'll help you. You can hire me.
Right. You gonna pay me?
But I know more. I don't know the number, but like how many businesses fail within the first 5 years,
that people don't really get, and this is what I'm like learning. And this is part of it. Like running a business, sure, dude. It's awesome to go to lunch at 2:00 in the afternoon. But you know what's not awesome? Staying up until fucking 3:00 in the morning worrying about if, I got to get payroll next week. Did we sign up enough fucking paid in fulls last week? Oh shit, where's my fucking gi order that's lost in Pakistan because there's a war in fucking Iran? You know what I mean? Oh shit, we got our belt ceremony next week. Oh shit, I got to do this, this, and this. Like it piles up. And unless you learn how to stay on top of things, like it'll fucking like that stress is, I've got free time. I can take trips. I can do things. And sometimes I do that just to fucking so I don't lose my mind. But like it ain't easy being running a business, dude. Even if you're on the outside looking in.
One of the things, I was lucky enough to do this. It's now 2 years ago, but I went on my vacation was a jiu-jitsu retreat.
Yeah. So
like, again, tying that into like some time alone and away, it was, like, okay, I could do this. I know there were jiu-jitsu cruises. I could do those, right? So.
You know what somebody else told me the other day too? It was kind of interesting. I'm sorry if I'm fucking sidetracking too much.
No, go.
I had someone that I consider to be a mentor of mine that is like, the higher you go up the ladder in business, the less you get to deal with the fun stuff. Like no one's coming to me saying, "Hey man, we hit our fucking numbers last month." You know what I mean? Like me, they are because they want their bonuses because now I got to pay them. You know what I'm talking about? But no one's coming to me. I don't get to have as much fun with so and so got their purple belt yesterday. Give them all, everybody clap, right? Yeah. You know what comes to me? Oh shit, this guy's a douchebag. We got to throw him out. Oh shit, somebody got hurt. Oh fuck, this parent's pissed off because the contract says this and you did that. Oh shit, the fire marshal's coming. You know what I mean? These are the things that you got. My whole job anymore, it's just putting out dumpster fires. You know what I mean? And that's the hard part.
When somebody brings me a problem, and the person that would bring me the problem was typically my daughter, who this is her actually last day she's going on maternity leave. That's it.
Fire her?
She's done. I'm coming back. She's coming back, and actually, she's going to run Academy Safe.
Okay.
So what an asshole. Don't tell someone about you fired your pregnant daughter.
Hey, listen. No. Don't get it twisted.
I didn't say that. He did. No. He said that. Listen, he implied that. I was just laughing about it.
Don't get it twisted. We only have, we have under 10 employees, and when we found out that she was having twins, that's when I knew she probably wasn't going to come back at all. I had to look up.
Don't get a termination suit here.
I had to AI, like, what are the dynamics of maternity leave for a small company? And it's like under 50 employees, you don't have to offer it. Mm-hmm. And I had to have a conversation with them, like, I can't pay your full salary now. I don't know when you're even coming back. We had to have that conversation, but the conversation is now she's going to work. She's going to work for Academy Safe. So she's still involved, and it's not client face. Like she doesn't have to do meetings like she does now, and onboarding is the way that she has to do it.
That's real, dude. Yeah. That's fucking.
I had to deal with that with my own. It's my, my daughter. I want her. I'd love to keep on paying her nice salary.
Let me tell you something. I got to
replace you.
I'm doing more, and I don't say this to brag, but I'm just giving you optics of it. Like I bring in more a month at my gym than now gross, not net. I bring in more a month at my gym now probably than I made in a year as a bartender 6 years ago. right? And I'm the context of this is like, just because I'm bringing in this big money every month, guess what? The number that it costs to run that motherfucker is a lot fucking higher. So you've got a little bit of money for payroll, you got a little bit of money for rent, you got a little money for some extra shit, and like you got to figure out how to play with all that and still put a little money in your fucking bank.
A third, I don't know if I can say this for every industry, but I know for mine, a third right off the top, CRM, expenses. That's
easy.
gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
Before payroll.
But poof, before
The
apps,
apps, the CRM, the keeping the lights on, that's a third. That's gone every single month easily. And that's before payroll, bonuses, whatever, paying anybody out.
My nut to run my business might be close to what I made in a year as a bartender.
Yeah.
How big is your facility now?
I got 5,000 square foot.
Are you in like a major shopping center?
No. I got a warehouse spot.
You started off in a warehouse?
I started off in warehouse. Yeah, it's all been warehouse.
Getting 400 people in a warehouse gym that's off the beaten path is gotta be difficult.
But I'm in a good area.
Did you start with the 5,000 square feet? Was it like
when I started, shit, man, I started with nothing. I was subleasing a space from a gymnastics gym. I didn't have a goddamn door. I had a cargo bay that opened up. You know what I mean? I would open it up and then we close it.
I love that. I love that feel though. I've never been in like a gym like that, but I mean, Brendan McCatherine has a place like that. It looks like he has like a big.
Yeah, we grew from there to about my first 100, 150. Then 2 years ago, we moved into the new space. We started with about 1,000 at the warehouse at the first gymnastic place we subleased. Then we grew that into about 2,500 square foot, 2,000 square foot-ish total, with about 1,000 square foot of mat space. Started off at like 700 square foot of mat space, 500 square foot of mat space. Then, opportunity opened up. I moved into the new place. And when we moved into the new place, we moved closer to like the hub. I'm in this place called Starkey Ranch, which is like, golden. Like it's right in the middle. It's high-end people. People drive up in fucking Audis and BMWs and shit. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful area. And we just exploded exponentially. In the last 2 years, I have struggled with the amount of new business that's coming in. Like, okay, cool, this new business is coming in, but how the fuck do I deal with it all? Like, it's good problems to have.
Yeah.
But I'm working on.
I say don't complain about the problems you have. The problems you have now.
You dreamed about having.
Yeah, like,
exactly. You figure out
you wanted 400 students, and then you go, oh my god, the work.
Now I got 400 students. Now I got 400 students. But we're working a lot. We've been
controlled growth is the word that I like to use with people. I'm like, be smart.
It was. I did my best. I did my best to control it, but it's also to a point where like I ain't turning business away.
Yeah,
we'll figure it out, and now we're figuring it out. We've been stagnant at that 400 mark for about the last 6 months because we're plus or minus 5 or so a month. But I'm focusing a great deal on retention now. Yeah. That's my big thing. Figure out how do we implement more systems to keep the parents happy, keep the kids happy, and this. We're getting there, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
What do you tell somebody? Or let me ask I'll ask the question this way. When people ask me about starting a podcast, the first thing I tell them is, don't start a podcast.
Right.
But if you're not going to listen to me and you're going to do it, I'm going to tell you how I did it. And I'll give you the roadmap to how I did it.
Yeah.
This is how we became successful, and not just successful. And it's not just by numbers, sponsors.
Yeah.
We had a podcast. We have a podcast that makes money.
Yeah.
What would you tell a new gym owner right now? Somebody that's coming up saying, I'm looking for space. What is your best advice?
Don't open up next to me. Go fucking somewhere else.
Would you work with somebody that's just like, hey man, I'd love to open up an academy 10 miles away, 20 miles away?
I'm working on.
Would you be like, let me be an affiliate?
I'm working on that. I would love to. I'm working on. That's my goal. I got one gym now, and I'm pretty cranking. I've got a lot of talented people that work underneath me that I would like to.
Like you have a nice boilerplate. It's a little bit easier. to say,
once
let's do this.
I'm getting to have everything scalable now. That's my next year or so journey is to figure out how to make things so dummy proof. Because right now I'm still dealing in a world where I have vitally essential employees because I just had to be like, hey, look, dude, I need you to do this. Go do it. I need you to do this. Go do it. And they kind of have oversight, and I kind of know what they do. But it's a lot of times, like, I pray every day they don't leave or fucking get hit by a truck, because it would be a pain in the ass to recreate that position, because I'm not really 100% sure what they fucking do.
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting better at it. You know what I mean? I know that's the sales guy. I know that's the front desk guy. And I know they do something that keeps my business going.
You're so detached from it at a point in a good way, because that's how a business grows, that you're like, oh shit, if I got to do their job.
I can't have them be Vilo essential, because you never know. You got to be able to fire people.
Everybody should know how to do everybody else's job.
Everybody should know how to do everybody else's job. So I'm working on that. But yeah, so I guess the one thing I would tell people is start small, man. Like,
100%.
do not put yourself in a position where you have a nut, unless you got deep pockets. But like, even then, you shouldn't be spending it.
Sure.
Like, you know, like I opened my gym with 10 grand because I found the right spot. You can go do it. Go hit up all your fucking boys. Go to an area and walk into every goddamn CrossFit gym, every freaking gymnastic gym, every spot you can think of, and be like, hey, dude, you got 1,000 square foot you want to sublease me? Right? 10 of them are going to tell you, 9 of them are going to tell you no, and one's going to be like, we can talk about that. And then
immediate income for them.
I started off, I covered my nut in my first gym in the first 2 months, 3 months maybe, because my fucking rent was like $1,500 a month. You know what I mean? I had to pay my marketing. You know, my nut was probably about $3,000, $3,500, you know, somewhere around that area, because I had $1,500 for rent, had $1,000, $1,500 or so for marketing total.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had my market muscles and all the shit like that I use or whatever, but I fucking, you know, the CRM and all the stuff like that I used. You know what I mean? And like, then you reinvest and reinvest and reinvest, right? And then, you know, I had to start bringing something out of it because I had to make a living. I didn't want to bartend anymore, but I kept bartending for a little bit. I worked for a little bit. Luckily, I got to the point I didn't have to anymore, right? But like, be smart. Don't blow your fucking money. Reinvest that shit back in the gym as much as you possibly can. Pay yourself a little bit. Live lean. I'm still living lean. I still got this big fucking nut coming in. I'm living lean as I fucking possibly can, right? Get used to the life that got you there, because most of the people that open gyms are fucking jiu-jitsu nerds that fucking like never learned how to fucking get their shit together. You can do it if you put the time in to get the credentials to learn how to teach.
Yeah.
Like, you can do it.
I have a client down here, client, Ohana Jiu-Jitsu. You've taught, they're going through the Academy Safe process as well. Been down there to teach, been invited to teach a few times, and that's what they did. They were they sublet in the evenings from a CrossFit gym.
Is that Josh's gym?
No, that is Bruce Quach. He's an ATT guy.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, he was
ATT?
at West Pines.
Ohana. I've heard
Ohana
the name
Jiu-Jitsu.
Ohana. It sounds.
There's some Ohanas out west. I actually ran into an Ohana at Worlds. I took a picture with the guy. I'm like, hey, let me show them. Like, hey, somebody else got your name. But Ohana Jiu-Jitsu is down here in Plantation.
All right, maybe it could also be insert random jiu-jitsu name.
It could, yeah. Bruce and Monique are the owners, and they went from. They're actually in the same building. They're like, it was, you know, it's one of those. Not office suites, but like, you know,
flex
a building with, you know,
a flex space.
Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, not
half office, half warehouse.
Not warehouse, but actually the other side I think is warehouse.
It's flex.
And yeah, they sublet. The woman sold the CrossFit, and they moved like 3 or 4 units down. And
just to kind of clarify a little bit too, like when I say I have a warehouse space, like I have a warehouse space with AC, and like we put like, it's triple net, which is whatever, you know, but I put a lot of money into that goddamn place, like put hardwood floors down, and like, and you beg, borrow, and steal your way to get to fucking getting this place fucking operational, and piece by piece, like we've got to the point where I got 5,000 square foot facility, 300 square foot of mat space. You know what I mean? I got office.
Are you guys doing stand up there too, or is it?
I have a Muay Thai. I taught boxing for a long time, and I just don't know.
Jiu-jitsu, any wrestling, like wrestling classes? Or?
I'm working on adding a wrestling program. I'm working on getting that done. Right now, it's just for the kids. It's just jiu-jitsu. Yeah. I'm working on adding additional elements for the kids. I tried to do a kids Muay Thai program. It didn't do too hot, but we're going to probably give another swing of that. I'm working on getting an actual wrestling club in my gym, so I've got upsale potential and, you know, things like that. My adults have Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay.
And my Muay Thai has been a work in progress. I don't consider myself to be primarily, we're a Jiu-Jitsu academy. We're known for a Jiu-Jitsu academy. But my coach, Adrian, he's been doing a good job. We got a bunch of guys fighting tomorrow night in Orlando. Muay Thai guys.
My first
Orlando.
Orlando.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's some.
I got fights in Gainesville.
Yeah, there's something going on tomorrow. I don't know what it is.
You're everywhere.
You guys drive to fuck Gainesville tomorrow? Jesus Christ, you're a machine, dude.
I'm not.
See what I'm telling you?
Yeah, dude.
But he handles it well.
Yeah, dude. If you can live, if you want to hustle, you can hustle. Just know it. Fucking, it takes its toll,
Like,
man. Some people can't. Some people are freaks.
Yeah. Years ago, I was willing to do a lot of stuff just to do. Oh, I can do this. I can do that. Great. Everything has to come with a paycheck.
Yeah, it needs to feed it needs to feed the beast.
I have to learn.
It needs to feed your brands if you're going to do
it. Yeah. I'm getting older now, and I can't. I learned the hard way. Like you got to take your time. You're like, you know what, bro? Like let the people that run the thing run it for a little bit. Let's take a break. Let's take a little time for me and sit down and rest and relax. Like I like to get up in the morning.
I don't even know what that is.
Up. Yeah, see, I can't. I did hustle like that for a long time, and I just can't do it anymore.
That's my father's an entrepreneur. My mom's an entrepreneur. My grandparents on both sides entrepreneurs. My wife's an entrepreneur. Her parents are entrepreneurs. Like my wife took me on my first adult vacation, like the first month we met, and she was like, "You got to relax." I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that is. We went on a cruise and I was freaking out because I can't answer my phone. I opened a gym a month ago. I'm on a cruise and I'm like, I can't answer anything. And she's like, "You want to go for a walk?" And I'm like, "Why? What are we going to do? It's going to be a point?"
If I'm not multitasking, I can't do it. Like me showing you the Robert Drysdale audiobook.
Yeah.
He gave me the book. I have the book.
Yeah.
I can't sit down and just read. What is that?
Still?
I need to be, I'm in the gym, I'm exercising, and I'm listening to the audiobook. I'm walking the dog, and I'm listening to the audiobook. I'm walking the dog, and I'm talking to a client. I can't sit and watch TV. No, it's sit, watch TV, and I'm posting to social media and liking shit and putting stuff to stories, editing, throwing out, videos. Dude, I can't. What?
The talking features. The talking features of like Claude, I recently discovered. When I was driving back from Combat Night Tampa the other week, I spent 2 hours doing like a breakdown of like some of my books and this and that. And I'm like, oh, now I'm never going to relax.
What do you mean some of your books?
Like just going over forms or coming up with like plans, working on syllabus, breakdowns. Like
you could do it a talking portion.
Yeah.
You could do a talk.
And like fully conversational. It's like I can't generate video or photo or any of that. But in terms of planning, program, and giving me out like a product sheet or something I can
does Claude talk back? Like I'm
very well.
I use Claude within Perplexity.
Also,
I use Perplexity and then it'll default to Claude. I know we're hitting these mics a lot, aren't we? It'll default to the best. It'll default to the best option. So if you want to create a picture, it goes to like ChatGPT.
Gemini,
if you want to, you want to create like automations and things like that, it's going to go to Claude. And,
cool.
So it chooses based on your like what you're asking. So
that's nice.
But I haven't used it where I speak all my questions and my instructions, but it's not speaking back.
I've never used Perplexity, but if you use Claude, even the free version, you just go like, "Hey, can we talk about this? I'm doing something else." Like, yeah, sure. And then it just flips and you just have a conversation.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I should actually say there's which is the one? There's what did I wind up using? I think Gemini has the one that can talk back and forth.
Claude, Gemini, they both talk back and forth.
I think maybe even Perplexity might have. I think Perplexity has it, but you just got to click the button that I don't click. But I don't like sometimes like they're just going off on a tangent. I'm like trying to interrupt it and stop it and say, "Oh no, that's not what I was asking."
Yeah.
That kind of thing. But anyway, let's get into Bo's favorite. We got him in the house. Hey everybody, Bo's here today. Well, you got to come here. Come here. Ready? So we're gonna get into
a drill down.
We've got that part recorded, so he usually just puts it in. Bo's not
ready.
Bo's here. Has made a special appearance when we have an in-house guest. So
I feel honored. Bo. Thank you very much.
So let's get into. So these are some of the most popular questions that we get. You can expand on them. We've got time still.
All right.
But these are the most popular questions that we get from listeners, and. Again, elaborate if you'd like, or we could do it a little like rapid fire. All right. So number one, gi or no gi? What's your preference?
Oh man, it's people always ask me that all the time. One of Matt's big mentor figures was Marcelo Garcia. He did a lot of he did a lot of private lessons with Matt when Marcelo had a gym in Miami, and we actually went to New York. We'd had a couple group trips back when I was a purple belt to go. To train with Marcelo. I actually had a funny story. I actually got to go watch a UFC fight with Marcelo Garcia in Newark, New Jersey a long time ago. It was pretty fucking cool.
Only BJJ Fanatics video that I've ever purchased Marcelo Garcia, north-south.
Yeah, Marcelo Garcia.
South choke.
I have experience with Marcelo Garcia that most people don't. I was Marcelo Garcia's boxing partner a lot.
Oh, no
before
shit.
He fought
when he was down, because he went down to ATT.
Here's what bummed me out. I got to box with him every day. Yeah. I was never allowed to roll with him. When it was time to go live, there were better people.
Yeah, I forgot he went down. When he did his MMA. I got to roll with him a couple times. But the point is that Marcelo was very adamant about at his gym, you train equally in the gi as you do in no gi. And I have, throughout the course of my career, trained equally in the gi and no gi. I am a brown belt, Masters 3 world champion in both gi and no gi, and I have competed in both gi and no gi. And a lot of people, it's hard to say which I like better, because depending on what I'm getting ready for, I'll do that. But like if I have a gi match, I'll train no gi. It's fucking jiu-jitsu. If I have a no gi match, I'll train fucking in the gi. I don't know all this. Oh, no gi is the gi. It's like, dude, nothing bothers me more than when a fucking dude who's never trained jiu-jitsu before in my life comes into the gym and goes, well, I'm not going to train in the gi. I'm like, what the fuck do you even know? There's no shit. You watch some shit on fucking Craig Jones said that. Fucking Craig Jones has been training forever. He gets the right to do that. When you come to my gym, everybody trains in the fucking gi for the first 6 months. End of fucking story. And if you don't like it, you never got to put it back on again.
Yeah.
But so I guess the point is I don't know which one I prefer depending on what mood I'm in. I prefer one or the other, but I'm equally proficient in both. And I think everybody should be. And I don't judge other jiu-jitsu guys that aren't, black belts that aren't, but like,
if you grapple, you should be proficient in grappling, whether it's in the gi or out of it.
Yeah, I don't know all this shit about fuck the gi. It's like, dude, honestly, gi is not good for self-defense. It's like, dude, when's the last time you got to fight naked?
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like,
last Thursday.
Yeah, I knew you. I can see you. I see you. But I mean, so I have been told I prefer no gi, but I've got people that tell me I'm better in the gi. So I don't fucking know. I don't know which one is which. That's a very good question.
Is there one that you find more fun?
I tend to prefer no gi a bit, simply because it is a little bit easier. And I don't care what anybody fucking says. They both have their own differences. Mm-hmm. Like no gi tends to be a little more explosive, obviously, because you don't have direct static contact. I can't grab the grips and pin you down. And like, there's elements of chaining things together in no gi that are a little bit more prevalent than they are in gi, but that's not always exclusive either, because I chain things together in the gi too. But like, because I have the static control, it seems to be a little bit more easy. Like the dynamic, explosive nature of the game might not be as strong in the gi. However, like fucking just grab somebody's lapel and squeeze it for 5 minutes. Like, just do this for 5 minutes. You're fucking tired. Now do that for 5 minutes when you're trying to fucking roll with somebody, or 8 minutes when you're trying to roll. It's just fucking, it's another layer of confusion, anxiety, fucking pain and suffering that makes jiu-jitsu amazing. You got fucking shit in your face. You're trying to breathe. Some dude's sweaty gis all wrapped around you and shit. Like, and when I think about what makes jiu-jitsu great, it's recreating those environments over and over again. The more it sucks, the more you're learning to think and stay calm and not slip into fight or flight responses under that duress. You follow me? Yeah. So I don't know. It's a horrible. I hate answering that question because I don't really know which one I believe is the right answer to that.
I ask it this way as well. Right now I said, hey, let's go train.
I'd probably say no-gi.
Let's go
but
train.
I don't know. With you, I might want to fuck with you in the gi a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like, you're a big motherfucker.
I like the gi.
Yeah.
As an older player, and I had a heart attack. It's going on 7-8 years ago.
I had a heart attack.
I like the when I got back.
I fired my pregnant daughter. No, I'm just I'm fucking with you, dude.
I didn't even hear what he just said.
He said I fired my pregnant daughter.
I'm only bringing it back. I'm fucking with you. I'm only bringing it back. I'm that asshole.
I would because especially in those moments when I came back, I'm gonna get you back.
I got you.
We're gonna cut together a really nice promo.
I earned it.
So I like that I could control the pace.
Yeah.
Because post heart attack, 4 stints, it was just like I could feel my whole body beating when start training and the heart rate would get like I'd feel my whole body beating. What's that?
That must have made for a really exciting boner.
Yeah, right. It was a way for me to kind of control the pace a little bit, and I've just kind of like I've fallen in love. I'm older.
Most old dudes love the gi.
Yeah, most of my training partners are half my age. It's just like, all right.
I came up MMA, no-gi. And once I hit my 30s, I was like, oh, these jammies are like a nice warm hug.
Well, I will always train in the gi. I think it connects us to, I'll always train at the gi at my gym. I think it connects us to our samurai past. I think it brings us right back to the root. Remember, jiu-jitsu comes from Japan, no matter what anybody fucking says. You know what I mean? It falls off from fucking judo, and then they came to Brazil, and they couldn't call it judo anymore because you didn't call it train at the Kodokan. Jiu-jitsu is really a generic terminology for martial arts.
Yeah.
And it's a whole history behind that. And when I put my gi on, because I got fucking, Japanese tattoos, I got a giant dragon on my back. Like, I connect to that. I really believe that I am keeping the samurai art alive, and I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I'll smack some like, not really, but maybe I will.
I could be having the worst day, and I'm just like putting on my rash guard, putting on my gi top, and fucking
reconnect.
Feel it makes you feel good. It's just like, all right, we're doing this. I'm going to fight. I'm going to go strangle my friends and break arms for fun.
I get a certain sense of center when I'm
it's
tying
a thing. It connects you. And every time I give a black belt, I feel like I'm keeping that connection alive. I feel
almost like everything else starts to shut off when I turn on like, okay, I'm on the mat. I can't do anything. I'm not taking the phone call. I'm not arguing with this person, that person, the wife, the this or that. It's like, then you've seen those videos. I think a lot of guys, or I guess the girlfriends put out the video where the guy's hearing all this noise, and then the girl comes and sits down next to him, or he puts his head on her shoulder, and then all the noise goes away. That's jiu-jitsu. That's jiu-jitsu for me. It shuts off all the noise.
Yeah. I remember the morning.
My wife hears this.
Not you, babe. Not you.
You're not part of the noise.
You're not the noise. I believe. Go put your shoulder on. Put your head on my shoulder.
Yeah. I remember the morning my father passed. Like, I left the hospital. I grabbed my kit. I went to the gym. And it was like the only
probably the best thing you could have done that
like
day,
it just turned the volume off for about 90 minutes. And
did anybody know what had happened? Like, did you tell anybody? Or
I was going a little hard. My coach was like, "Hey, you're gonna stop sparring kickboxing because your face is fucked up. Go over there." Yeah.
All right. What's next?
All right.
My ADD's killing.
Take down or pull guard.
Oh man,
he was a wrestler.
It's funny. Like it's all a matter of what. Again, I'm horrible with these questions.
That's
because
okay.
I always live in shades of gray. Because I will not lie to you that like I will pull guard like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's a matter of what, especially in competition. It's a matter of what I feel like is applicable. But you know what? I can also take a motherfucker down if I need to. So the thing that I will say about that is that, I am very content with pulling guard should the situation arise. But I feel like if you're not neglecting anything, if you're just one of those guys that pulls guard just because and you can't wrestle, first of all, you're never going to really accomplish the next levels in jiu-jitsu. You're never going to make it on the big stages unless you can wrestle. You have to. When
I find myself pulling guard all the time, I will very specifically go into it and be like, I'm not pulling guard in any of my rounds today. With the exception of if it's like I'm rolling with one of the kids. We have a lot of kids that come to the adults classes. Unless I'm rolling with a kid who's just like, I don't want to break this kid, I'm going to like make an effort that I want to do all the passing. I'm going to stand up. They're either going to take a knee or we're going to battle on the feet for a little bit, but I want to take down. And
so the only caveat I have with that, and this is something that actually just popped up recently. I don't encourage, I won't tell them not to, but I don't encourage my students to start from their feet. And I don't teach a great deal of takedown. I don't teach any takedowns, for a matter of fact, in my jiu-jitsu curriculum that I teach. We don't do any takedowns. If you want to do takedowns, I got a comp class on Friday night, because I don't think it's as essential to the self-defense elements of jiu-jitsu as you think. I think if you fucking train jiu-jitsu, you're going to get a hold of the motherfucker. Eventually, you're going to fucking fall on the ground, and then it's all. I've been in a million fights. I've worked in fucking clubs. I've been bouncers and shit like that. I just know how it fucking works, right? The reason why I don't want people wrestling is because across the board, I've seen more blown knees and more fucking broken elbows and more fucked up necks from fucking wrestling exchanges than any leg lock or Kimura or armbar than you can ever imagine. We just had a dude the other night that pisses me off beyond all fucking recognition. Fresh guy, just finished my intro program, just graduated up into my advanced classes. Second fucking night. I lose track of him, and someone that should have known better, who was about to get his blue belt, the guy's just standing up, and this guy comes over and starts with him standing, gets a fucking single leg, breaks his fucking ankle, just had that fucking like, and it's just, so should you start from standing? Probably. But can you still get the benefits of jiu-jitsu without doing that and still maintain a safe environment? Sure. I still think you can.
The entire business structure took a huge turn away from takedowns probably 10 years ago.
It's also the same when we first started. Jiu-jitsu was all about, there was no such thing as a jiu-jitsu competition circuit. You either fought because you wanted to, you did jiu-jitsu because you wanted to do MMA, right? Or you did jiu-jitsu because you wanted to learn some self-defense.
Yeah,
right. There was no such thing as there were small competitions, but not like anything big.
When I started, it was Naga 3 times a year.
Yeah, that's it. And then maybe if you wanted to go find an IBJJF, but I didn't even know what the fucking IBJJF was, Rob. We never did IBJ. What the fuck is that?
I came in at 21, so when I heard about IBJJF, and I was like, I have to be a member and pay. Yeah, I'm out.
But the one thing I will say, the only way you're ever going to be a world champion, and it's a weird thing, is there's I love the ADCC. I do a whole lot, but like the cool thing about the IBJJF is like almost any asshole can go out there and bust their ass and win fucking 5 matches and become a fucking world champion at any level. You know what I mean? And you really don't get to call yourself a world champion until you do that. And that's just the way it goes. So
it's true.
Next question.
Let's run it.
Music during rolling, yes or no?
Oh yeah.
What's your preference?
What's my preference?
What are you putting on?
Celine Dion.
Wow, what a coincidence!
I knew that. I rate his stuff. He's a Celine Dion guy.
I'm very eclectic music wise, but when I'm rolling, I want something that's gonna fucking get in my fucking soul. You know, I want a little fucking metal. I want some fucking Pantera or some fucking Metallica or some kind, metal band or some shit blaring. Or like I do like my rap but I need something high energy.
Yeah.
That pushes, that gets people like ready to fucking go out there and fucking, and again, it breeds into what we do. Like, this is what we do at the gym. Like, I'm not a big technique guy when I teach. Never have been. I hate fucking warm-ups. I teach technique. I like to teach because I'm a fucking narcissist. I want people to listen to me. You know what I mean? I like nothing I love more than the fucking stage. I don't know if you've noticed that yet or not. You put a microphone in my face and a camera, and I'm fucking Johnny on the fucking spot.
You're good at it.
If you really want to get good energy out of people, the music's important. You got to get something really heavy, like a Nickelback.
Yeah. Nickelback.
Creed. Something that really brings out the dogged energy in you.
I like everything, and it used to just happen in my old gym that like every once in a while they would put on Spotify, and then every once in a while some like a love song would come on or some like I don't know, maybe
they start singing half guard.
Yeah, man. And I mean, if I knew the song, then I would like sing it to my partner. I was like, yeah, here we go now.
What's the Creed song? What's the Creed song?
With arms wide open. With arms wide open. And just like, come here, baby. Let's go.
All right. You know, it's funny. You can laugh about it. That song's a fucking banger. You can. I challenge you to not sing that song when it comes on.
I challenge you.
How did they become such a joke?
How did they become such a joke? I love that. That song was just freaking amazing.
They were on.
When you find out it's about his son, like having his first kid. Yeah. Because it was supposed to be like Christian rock in the beginning.
Oversaturation.
Yeah.
I think it was just the fact that it became like literally you couldn't turn the radio on for fucking 15 minutes without hearing that song.
The most metal thing I ever saw them do, they were playing a show in like Sweden, and the crowd booed him. He's like, "You guys want to see a show?" And they're like, "No." And he goes, "All right," and they just left.
That's pretty cool.
All right. Next question is, what would you be doing if you had not found martial arts?
Oh boy, man.
Time.
What would have the career been?
Yeah.
Time?
Seriously, dude. Oh, man. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm a pretty intelligent guy, but like I was so lost for so long. Like so lost for so long. Like just fucking completely listless and lost. And like I was always smart enough to figure out how to make ends meet. Like I got a good job bartending. I would make pretty good money. I knew how to fucking hustle, but I always had such a narrow belief in myself internally at my core. And martial arts, particularly jiu-jitsu and boxing when it was boxing, was always what, like, the one thing that I could make sense. You know, there's one part of my life that I was really fucking good at, and I could go in there, and jiu-jitsu was like my anchor when shit got too crazy. And it kept me focused. You know, part of it honestly kept me from going out and being a fucking maniac, crazy person, drinking and fucking doing God knows what, full of fucking late nights, because I just couldn't. I could either go out and party or I could do jiu-jitsu. I got to a certain age where I just couldn't do both anymore. Yeah. So it helped me to get that under control.
That was at like 45 or something?
Pretty fucking close. but, you know, when, you know, what would I be doing? God, man. I mean, time probably, honestly. Yeah. I wasn't really a bad person, but I couldn't control my impulses, and I was just fucking, you know, leading for destruction if jiu-jitsu wasn't in my life.
All right. Are you, you produce content, but are you a consumer? Are you buying instructionals, watching instructionals? Are you watching other people's stuff?
Do.
Who's your favorite? What are some of the things that you're watching out there? People you following?
You can't discount Gordon and John Danaher. And, you know, and you can say whatever you want about Gordon. I personally have such a crazy love-hate relationship with Gordon Ryan. Like I said, I know him personally pretty well. Like, not like homeboy personally, but like, you know, when I see him out, like, we fucking communicate. You know, like I'm like, hey, what's up, dude? Like, we can have little like intimate chit chats.
He recognizes you.
He knew me as a kid. I mean, I knew him as a kid, and he knew me as the guy in the fucking dark ages that gave enough shits to write an article about jiu-jitsu. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Or to have him on some fucking shithole fucking podcast that nobody watched but my mom. You know what I mean? Because nobody gave a fuck about jiu-jitsu. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, we put it out there, and what I think about Gordon, I think about growing the sport, I don't know that we would be where we are. I'm confident we wouldn't be where we are without Gordon, but I also am, you know, his personal character sometimes leaves a little bit less to be desired.
He's very much an individual.
But you know, we've had him on the show.
Yeah, back in the day, I heard.
You had him on the Jiu-Jitsu Podcast? Jiu-Jitsu Dummies?
So what happened was Bo went with one of my co-hosts at the time. And when I started this, it was 5 training partners. Guy started it, asked a bunch of training partners we would do these roundtables. That was the podcast in the beginning before we had anybody on. Long story short, what was it? Substars was down here. Do you remember Substars?
I was on that card.
Yeah. Were you on that card?
I was on the original card.
Okay. There was a card where he was on and the bridge got stuck and they couldn't get out to the venue. So they were stuck at the hotel. These guys were on the other side of the bridge. So the guy that ran Substars was like, hey, do you want to interview some of the guys? Now, I wasn't there. I was like, I can't make it down to Miami. They were already there, and they were just supposed to be there for like the presser.
I remember they stayed at the hotel in South Beach. I probably watched you do I probably watched you do interviews.
So he's got his camera. He was there to film, and my co-host was there, and my co-host interviewed him and Natalia.
Yeah.
And one other girl. I forget who the other girl is, but so Montero. What's her the female? I forget her first name, but the last name is Montero.
Yeah.
So he interviewed the 3 of them separately, together, him and Natalia separately. He took a call like halfway through the interview, and then he's talking Junior. His name, my co-host was Junior. He winds up talking to Natalia for the rest of the interview. But they were on technically they were on, and we put that out as a jiu-jitsu. I don't know if we put it out as an episode.
The reality of Gordon is that not only for the hype, but I really think that if it wasn't for John Danaher and Gordon Ryan, their imprint is so undeniably fixated in part of what the modern jiu-jitsu game is. It's undeniable.
Yeah.
If you can't figure that out, you're
Danaher is right now, if the world ended today, he'd go down as the greatest coach.
Yeah, I think
ever in jiu-jitsu.
I think there's still the GOAT is such a debatable concept, but he's pretty goddamn close. He's pretty fucking close.
Yeah, I mean, you guys know me.
I mean,
aside from Ben, who's the greatest?
It's fucking coach, maybe. It's John Danaher and this guy that I kind of remember his name. But I was actually going to call him Dave.
Clearly
I'm glad you said Ben.
Clearly the most handsome bald coach.
The only handsome bald coach.
And in my defense, I can't remember anybody's name. I barely remember my own fucking name.
Ultimate goal in jiu-jitsu.
So I used to want to win the trials. There was a world where I really thought I was still viable up until I'm 50 now. I did the trials every goddamn year, and I finished third once a long time ago. I always won a match. My goal was always to win the 80cc trials, and this year I finally figured out, like, bro, it ain't gonna happen. Like, I won a match. I wanted to get to day 2 just as a personal fucking, accomplishment, personal goal, but I'm never gonna win that goddamn thing. So that was the goal for a while. As far as like a competitor, by the way, there's a couple other goals, right? I really want to win the Masters Worlds at Black Belt in the gi. I have never won it at Black Belt. I come pretty damn close. I took second at the Euros, and I've had some pretty good runs. I never get seeded well because I don't do their goddamn opens, which if I ever really want to do it, I have to suck it up and go do a couple fucking opens. So you get seated and cut the weight and do the whole goddamn thing, which is a thing. But I really want to win that goddamn thing in the gi at Black Belt, because I really feel like that's the one thing that really would be the final feather in my cap. Because a lot of people, oh, well, he doesn't, he wanted a brown belt. He's a no-gi guy. It's like, no, fuck you. I beat all those old school fucking Brazilians at their fucking own game in the fucking gi. And I don't know why that bothers me, because I don't dislike any of them. I don't mean it that way, but it's just.
No, that's the competitive side.
It's the competitive side of me, because you can make all the baits you want. It's real difficult when you go into those tournaments, and those guys have been literally training in the gi for the IBJJF rule set for 35 fucking years. You know what I mean? That's the way they do it, because they've been doing this shit from the old favelas back in the fucking old days, and they all know all the refs and all the other shit like that. It's hard as a gringo to go do that, and I really want to.
The amount of, what's it, like gringo scoring, or the lack thereof, is so blatant.
So I will be, again, this is just me. I am always I don't like to make excuses. I really don't, because believe me when I tell you, I've been fucked so many goddamn times on bad calls, but I always take ownership. And the ownership I take of that is not necessarily because the rules are biased. It's because I don't understand the rules as well as my competitor did, and they've played the game better than I did, and therefore they won. And when you look at these kind of refs decisions that will go down sometimes, if you're looking at a close call, oftentimes the referees have to make a decision, objective decision on the spot, just like that. And when you go with those gut choices, a lot of times you just go with what's familiar, and what's familiar is the guy, Helio fucking DeSantos Thiago that you've known for fucking 100 years because he's your homeboy. Did you just
name like a bunch of Brazilian random names?
Hold on, do you not know
I'm gonna get called.
Thiago Santos?
Make sure you edit that. That's how you're gonna get back to me. That's how you're gonna get back.
Is that one guy, or did you just name 3 Brazilian names?
It's definitely one guy.
Definitely one guy.
It's just one dude, bro.
Rodrigo De Silva, Thiago.
Is he naming? Is that an actual guy?
You don't know Thiago Rodrigo De Silva?
Nagara.
No. Very last question. What the last?
Uh-oh. Okay.
Let's go. All right, I like this. This is fun.
Do you wash your belt?
No, I do not.
That was a fast answer.
That's how you wash all the magic away. No, I'm just lazy.
Is that the Gracie magic?
I'm just lazy. That's how you like that. I'm just lazy. I could wash my belt. I don't know. All the stripes come off and shit. I don't fucking wash your belt. That's such a weird thing. I don't know. Everyone makes a big deal about that. There's no fucking. I feel like people that wash their belt are also people that like scrub their fucking floors with toothbrushes and shit, or will constantly.
Do you scrub your floor with toothbrushes?
Wash their hands 100 times a day.
What's up?
Do you scrub your floor with toothbrushes or wash your hands?
Well, he's also Latin. That's a different world. The Latins are notoriously clean people. It's a different world.
I wash my belt up. I've said this a million times, but for his benefit, at every rank, I had 2 belts.
Yeah.
So I would just throw one in the wash and wear. The other one I just, wash and wear. But I just would come home and I just throw my gi, whatever I had, my rash guard underneath. I would just throw it in the wash.
I wash my gear
every day, every time. I never considered there's only one person that ever gave me a good excuse about the belt. It's still not a good excuse to not to wash it, but from a coach's perspective, I understood. We had Wagner on before the shit hit the fan with the next week, all that fucking fight sports stuff. Of course, we have him and his wife on the podcast, and then like a week later, Tex Johnson comes out with the whole Marcelo thing. So I'm like, oh god, great! This is gonna be like our biggest name that we've ever had.
Right. Me and Wagner are cool again now. It's a fucking thing. But
Wagner, he's sitting right next to me. His wife is on the end. I think Junior's here. And we asked him that question, and he just looks over at me, and he's just like, "What do you mean you wash your belt?" Like it was like I was disappointing my dad. It was the weirdest. But he said this. He goes, because he believes that people do that to make it look like they train more. So taking the color. So that was the only time I was like, oh, I didn't get that from a coach's perspective. Not the juju, and I got the blood of my competitors, the blood and the sweat of all the men that I've killed. No, he was just like, no, you're trying to fake the funk here. You're trying to literally say that you're. I know,
I've heard guys that would actually drag their belt behind their cars and shit like that.
You know, when you see a black belt with it fucking all frayed where it looks like it's other than the red tip,
nice.
It looks like it's freaking a gray belt. Okay, I get that. Yeah, and then he says he's never washed it. Like that's from the training.
The other side, side of that too. It's kind of interesting that just when you talk about like the history of jiu-jitsu and where we actually get the colored belts from, because you used to only get one belt,
so like white and then blue,
and
blue,
as your belt would, like when you got your blue belt, which was the beginner, like the not beginner, it would degrade on its own until you got to a point where you had this like grayish black belt, which is how they kind of rationalize the actual belt system. So when you think about it for that, you know what I mean? Like there's, and this is where kind of the old school philosophy is like the same reason why the leg locks are taboo. Like it goes back to this and that and that. The reality of it is leg locks were fucking banned because back in the 70s, if you blew your knee out, you were a cripple for the rest of your life. You know what I'm talking about? That's really, honestly, all the bullshit is just stories that old wives tell. But like the old wives tale of is, you're trying to like, you're going to try to like wash your belt so it looks like you're training longer. That goes back to have one solid belt philosophy.
Anybody, I mean, again, for me, I get it. I get everybody has their own thing, and that's fine. That's why we ask the question, because it's a fun conversation to have.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was actually, again, I'll back to Junior. Junior would just mess with me when I said he'd be like, what are you, an idiot? Like he would just call me out, call me Nate. Like he just really would make fun of me about it. Was like this little thing that we had, and then it turned into this question.
Honestly, I'm just lazy.
I still now my black belt's a little bit different. Now it's like, okay, I have two. One that I got embroidered with, it says Academy Safe on one side. And then I have my one that I got promoted with, which I'm not really tied to because I left that school. Yeah. But it's like the one that I'm going to have the longest. So I did this with other belts sometimes, if I just couldn't get it in the wash, is I just either spray it with Lysol. And we had a sponsor called Neutral Zone. That's kind of like, just like disinfectants and stuff for the, it's a spray that you could put on your butt. I'd spray my gear with it. Just my belt, and I have a bag that I put all my gear in to go home.
Do you see how he's minimizing how much cleaning he does by explaining in depth how much cleaning he does?
I spray it. I wash it. I wash it.
And then
more.
I get under my fingernails. And
I wash it more now because it's still got all the folds in it. Like I want it to not look like it's all unfolding.
Sometimes I tap my finger 3 times when I walk outside.
Every time I drive, I kiss my steering wheel.
You don't see my foot tapping under the table here. We got Ben in one episode. You're shaking now. I got Ben in the other studio in one episode, and I'm like, dude, your leg was shaking because in that studio, like you could see, the person sitting. I have a table in front of me, but him off to the side, there's no table in front of him, and the whole it just looks like he's fucking nervous or fucking high. Like his neck.
I don't even notice. Over you. My wife hates it.
All right, so we're gonna wrap it up. Yep. I got some gifts for you. You have an Academy Safe mug, right? I sent you one, a little swag bag after you got accredited.
Yeah,
so we've got a Jiu-Jitsu dummy mug.
Hell yeah, I like free shit.
I've got some Academy Safe stickers that you can either give out.
Totally worth the 4-hour drive. Right? I got a mug and some stickers.
I had to go. The first time we're using this. I love this. This is my little hat transporter that my wife got me for my birthday.
Very nice.
Look at it.
Get out of here.
Put that on.
Get out of here. Wow.
for travel. Let's go to straps.
Impressive.
Right?
Impressive.
Whenever I travel, I usually just take like 3 different color hats and I put them on. I just strap them to my bag.
Yeah.
And then I'm like walking around with them, stuffing them under the seat on the airline on the plane. And I found this online. I was like, "Hey, babe, check this out!" Right? So I just love that it looks like a big freaking hat.
Yeah, this looks like a big hat.
Opening and closing. Can
I got some hats for you. These are for you. Take what you want. Give them out to any of you guys, right? So please take those with you. Sure, I just noticed that white one's got like a little yellow. They're all brand new, but it's got a little yellow mark on it. But so what? And I got a T. Are you medium or large?
Oh Jesus, I'm an XL, but I'll take.
Oh, you're an XL.
Give me
This is a large.
Give me a large.
I'm an XL.
That'll work.
Yeah, that's a large shirt. That was from.
I'll wear this tomorrow.
BJJ Box sent that when they were still around. He disappeared off the face of the earth.
I'll wear this tomorrow.
And I will put this back in the box for the mug back in the box if you want.
For sure.
But listen, I really appreciate you being here. Let's do a couple. Let's just say goodbye. I'll let you say it first. We give every guest a few minutes if you'd like. Shout out, sponsors, talk about the gym, your handles, where you located, all that stuff.
You know, I do a lot of work with a couple different places. Lahil's a good sponsor of mine. Lahil Biogenics. They were with you guys for a little while. I don't know if they're still with you guys or not. Lahil Biogenics. They my peptides, stem cells. They're located in Tampa. No Judges Needed is my old school jiu-jitsu owned and operated Jiu-Jitsu apparel. If you want to check them out, Mr. Troy Regano. No, it's my good friend Joy Regano. Okay. I just had dinner with him the other night. No Judges Needed. You can use, I think it's Trinity BJJ or some shit like that. You get a
let them know. We're looking for some new apparel sponsors.
I got you. And then primarily you. I don't know if you know this or not, but I have been delving into the content creation world, and I put a lot of time.
What?
Imagine.
How long you been on OnlyFans?
I'm a good-looking man. You get lost in the beard; it's a whole thing. I have been into the social media world for a long time. Go find me on one of those zones: Uncle Coach Kevin BJJ, TikTok, Facebook,
Feed Finder,
the whole freaking thing. And then, check out my school app. I don't know if you're familiar with it. I've got a school app that I have put a great deal of time and effort to it. There's hours and hours of content on there. We're running great deals now to get in on the ground floor with my school app. Lots of good content, lots of things that I've put a lot of effort into. I love jiu-jitsu more than anything in the world. I have dedicated more of my time and life to jiu-jitsu than probably just about anybody I've ever met. It's everything to me. I got no kids. I got no family. I got nothing but my gym and my jiu-jitsu stuff. So if you're interested in learning a lot from someone that knows how it goes, go check me out on school or social media and get involved.
You have a school channel?
I do have a school channel.
SKOL, right?
SKOOL, yeah. Download the app and then go look for...
Is that the app that you're talking about that you built?
Yes,
okay,
it's cool. Right. And then go look for Uncle Coach Kevin BJJ on there.
All right,
and then I got my podcast, Old Man Grappling Hours.
Tell everybody where you're located.
I'm in northern Tampa, Odessa. Right as North Tampa as you can go. It's right on the cusp of Tampa and Pasco County.
It's Gracie Trinity Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Gracie Trinity Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Very cool.
Academy safe, accredited. All my coaches will have
background check,
vetted and background check.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for the support. As much as we're trying to give back, I appreciate every coach that comes on and trusts us with this. It's something new. It's different. By the way, I was going to tell you, I don't know if you're doing your own social media, make sure you collab with us on stuff, 100%. Especially if you can collab with stuff now that you've been a guest. Like if you want to collab on Jiu-Jitsu Dummies, happy to collab. Sure. Not just push out a story, but if you want to collab, it'll appear on our page. And then anything, if you want to talk about Academy Safe or things that you're doing, just again, collab on Academy Safe. Either one, I do the. Can I
give you one more plug? By the way,
yeah, absolutely.
I wanted to do this earlier. I don't want to leave until we do this. I really want to thank you for what you're doing with Academy Safe because I think it's a hole that has not been filled. And it definitely needs to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, know who your instructors are, know who you're dealing with, know that it's someone that's vetted, that has your best interests in mind. I hate the fact that we live in an environment where there are so many predatory people that flock to the martial arts world. Make sure your gym is Academy Safe accredited. Make sure that you have people that you trust to coach and do your research.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for doing something about it, Milton.
Thank you. And I, again, appreciate your support.
Yeah.
As an academy owner, you work hard to build trust with your students, their parents, and your community. But trust isn't something you claim, it's something you prove and earn. That's where Academy Safe comes in. We help academies like yours stand out with verified safety standards. Background checks for all staff, U.S. Center for Safe Sports certification, concussion training, defibrillators on site, CPR, first aid and AED certification, security cameras, rank and lineage checks, and verification of business insurance. Join the trusted martial arts registry that's redefining safety throughout North America. Lead by example. Show parents you're accredited with Academy Safe.
You show up every day to change lives. You manage a million little details, all of them critical. We get it. We know the founder mindset because Wodify was built from the ground up, just like you. We know details because we fine-tuned every nuance of our own platform to make it work seamlessly for you. You need a partner who understands your business and a platform that helps you run it like a well-oiled machine. The founder hustle never stops, and you wouldn't have it any other way. We're Wodify. We're built to build you up.
Is your business getting lost online? Black Belt Digital Marketing is a full-service digital marketing agency that helps you get found, get leads, and grow. We specialize in local and website SEO, so your business stands out when customers search. Our website SEO makes sure your site loads fast, ranks high, and stays ahead of AI-driven search, so customers find you first. More visibility, more clicks. More customers right when they're ready to buy. Grow your business online with Black Belt Digital Marketing. Visit bbdigitalmarketing.com or call 9542-204932 today.
Shout it from the rooftops if you can. Just let people know, like, check this out. One of the things I'll say is, like, just if you're talking to anybody and you comes up with the things that you have to do, let everybody know. You don't have to have everything done to get started. You don't have to have everything done to get your gym listed. You don't have to be an owner. You can be a coach, and we'll show what academy you work at. So, like, just get the background check.
The background check, the ease of getting the background spot in a safe sport or freaking, that's amazing.
And the safe sport, if you're going to be doing this, it is important for you to know not only what the things that you should be doing right, but what to watch out for in other people. Because it talks about grooming, it's talking about bullying, it's 100%. Talking about etiquette, proper coach, athlete etiquette. So it goes beyond what most people think. Oh, I'm just getting a background check. Yeah, look, I love that people call me the background check guy. When I was in Las Vegas, like, are you the background check guy? And I'm like, oh shit, I'm going to put that on a t-shirt. But all of these things are important. But the top line items, you talked about a concussion. You talked about concussions before. Background check, safe sport, concussion training are very important. We'll get everything else done, but those are the easiest things to get done. Get you listed, get your gym listed. It'll show not accredited yet, but then when you get everything done, get all your coaches through the platform, then you get accredited. But you can benefit from being listed on our site right away. Just get the background check started. So,
absolutely, brother.
Ben, you want to take it away? Say,
oh my Lord. You know what time it is. It's time to get right about your training. If you're in the Palm Beach County and you want to get into the martial arts, there's only one option. Safe. Academy Safe, to be exact. And some of the best gosh darn training around. Do you like jiu-jitsu?
Gosh darn.
Gosh darn.
Thanks for keeping it clean.
Gosh darn, I do.
Do you like jiu-jitsu? Maybe wrestling, a bit of boxing and Muay Thai. Are you there for mixed martial arts? Well, American Top Team Palm Beach Gardens is the only place. Championship level training for the whole family. The best communities. ATTPBG.com. Check it out.
All right, we got to get out of the studio.
Fighttape.us. Check it out. Fighttape.us on Instagram.
Get it. Buy it for me.
Mine is short. Check us out check us out on, only done this almost 200 times, at Jiu-Jitsu Dummies for all the ways to watch, listen, support. My personal IG is Uncle Milty BJJ. It is that for now unless it becomes Grandpa something. We've got some ideas, but I'm going to wait to see what the girls, they start calling me as Grandpa, because it's probably not going to be Grandpa. Then it's going to be that. Jiu-Jitsu.
Abuelo.
we're actually thinking. What's funny is me and my wife came up with Buelo. Just like because like my daughter couldn't say grandpa. My daughter called my father Papa.
Yeah.
Because she was saying grandpa. Nobody ever told her to do that. She just started doing it and it became a thing, and he's Papa. And he's Papa to all the grandchildren now because she was the first. So I was like, I'd really like it to be in Spanish and for them to call me Abuelo. And then we were like, oh, what about Buelo? And I'm like, so I will be a grandpa on August 4th.
Oh, snap.
He's going in schedule. This is scheduled. So check me out at Uncle Milty BJJ on IG. We're going to say goodbye over here, guys. Thank you for watching and listening, everybody. Peace, love, jiu-jitsu.
Peace. You see on the other door?
What happened? Who walked by?
Giant 75-year-old Boca tits.
Oh, really?
Like her whole body was 100 pounds and her tits were 50.
Yeah, it was insane.
I was
like holy shit.
You know what's funny? Like it's hard to not get like I don't mind the windows being open, so I kind of like it because every once in a while it's funny. I don't know how much you've been down in Boca, but you see like in the middle of the afternoon between 12 and 2, it's just all the yoga pants women. Did you see the bag lady? Like that's a Boca bag lady. That was the most organized cart that I've ever seen. And she didn't look like she was like completely dirty.
Yeah.
But I think she was a homeless bag lady.
That was my assumption.